Oh, now I'm muted. And now I'm muted. Okay, now we're good. Now we are good, guys. It's been so long since your boy has done a proper live stream on YouTube. Oh no, I see the muted, the muted, the muted, the muted. I know, boys. I'm back. I'm back. We're here. What is good, y'all? All right, it's time for the NBA draft. Now, a lot has happened in the NBA world, bro. Some big trades happened today. We got Porzingis to the Celtics, Marcus Smart to the Grizzlies, Tyus Jones to the Wizards, Chris Paul to the Warriors. So, we got Adam Silver at the podium right now. So, we are going to be reacting to the NBA draft. I got my boy John with me in the background.
What's good, y'all?
John did not know Chris Paul got traded until 5 minutes ago, but it is what it is. And we are going to be reacting to the draft. I think, though, maybe we should react to some trades. Oh, a trade? Oh, no, he's just recapping. The Adam Silver is recapping what happened. So, all right, a little too much Denver Nuggets love, Silver. We're on to the new season, bro. We are on to the new season. And now let's talk about these trades while we're waiting for the draft to happen. So, this is a really weird trade, bro. I feel like the Grizzlies are giving up Tyus Jones and the 25th pick, and all they're getting back is Marcus Smart. I guess, kinda. I don't know. What do y'all think about that trade? I don't know if I love it for Memphis. Let's see Memphis's salary situation. They got Ja. I mean, 138, so they're there. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to have to pay Tyus a big contract. I'm not sure what Tyus Jones' contract. Yeah, he's expiring, so maybe they didn't think they're going to be able to re-sign him, so maybe that's why they did the smart trade. And the Spurs are on the clock, y'all. Obviously, I think it's going to be a Victor here. I'd be shocked. I think we'd all be shocked if it wasn't Victor, but how long do you guys think it's going to take for them to make the pick? Do we think this is going to be quick? Middleton declined his contract and is going to be a free agent. Wow. I don't really see a world where all right. Chris Middleton, bro, declining his player option. I honestly find that pretty surprising, but I'm guessing he's going to want more guaranteed years. I feel like he didn't look the greatest last season. Middleton, he got a little bit better as the year went on, but it wasn't the most, like, I don't know. I'd be pretty surprised if he left Milwaukee, though. Dude, you know what I never understand about these drafts? Why do we have to wait so long for the first pick as if the Spurs didn't know who they were going to be taking this whole time? We all know they're taking Victor. I did not see Tatum's farewell post for Marcus Smart. Rest in peace, Humphrey, bro. Rest in peace to Humphrey. Who's Draymond going to? I think Draymond's staying with the Warriors. I think the Poole trade was to help open up some future cap space since Chris Paul's contract expires soon. And it's going to open up space to keep Draymond long term because they're going to go with their current timeline. They're going to go with the current timeline. Marcus Smart thought he was trying a Celtic. Yeah, do you guys feel like the Smart trade, like I almost in a weird way, I feel like the Smart trade was more weird than the Chris Paul to the Warriors trade, bro. I don't know. And then we didn't even talk about the Porzingis element of this trade. So Porzingis to the Celtics. I mean, are they going to keep Horford, Grant Williams, Robert Williams, and Porzingis, Tingus Pingus, all on the same team? I feel like that doesn't really make sense. So I feel like Horford might be getting shipped. Let's I feel like Horford's the odd man out in this this world. So Al Horford next season is going to be making 10 million and then 9.5. So Al Horford's contract isn't even that bad. It's not even that crazy. I feel like Horford, I don't know. I mean, we got Rob Williams is also like between Horford and Rob, they only have to pay 21 million next season. They're adding Tingus Pingus. I think that means I don't know, Grant Williams on the 6 million qualifying offer. The Celtics low-key could keep all four bigs, but are they going to have PT for all of them? I guess Horford would probably be cool coming off the bench. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Tingus Pingus on the Celtics. Do you think they're keeping all four bigs? Because now that I look at the salaries, I feel like it kind of makes sense that they're going to do that. And then I guess Malcolm Brogdon, they tried to trade, and he has some sort of crazy health issue. They couldn't trade him, so their guards now without Smart, and maybe Brogdon going to the hospital. I don't know what's going on with Brogdon, but they're going to have to figure that out. All right, the pick is in, bro. The pick is in. All four bigs. Nah. Yeah, I know, bro. I don't know about the all four bigs. It's a little crazy. A little crazy. It's a little too much. All right. Okay, come on, Spur. I never understood this is the same for the NFL. Why does it take so long for us to find out who the first pick is going to be when we all... It's not like the Spurs haven't known who this is the whole time. Should the Sixers trade Harden? So if the Sixers actually don't have Harden, under contract right now, so they can't trade him unless it's a sign and trade. And I don't know what team is trying to be doing a sign and trade with Harden right now. So I don't see that for the Sixers. I feel like they're going to re-sign him and keep him. Danny Hoops. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Spurs don't need Victor. I think they need Scoot. Bro, every team could use Victor. There's not one team in the NBA that couldn't use a Victor if a Victor is available, bro. Victor is going to be, from day one, he's going to be an elite defender. And the offensive potential is crazy. Who should the 76ers trade Harris to? That's a good question. I feel like Nick Nurse is going to make them play a lot less like Harden. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Because when, Nick Nurse had Kawhi Leonard, I feel like they did play a lot of like Kawhi hero ball in Toronto. Like Kawhi was taking a lot of shots per game in that playoff run where they won the championship. So, I don't know, man. Maybe they will play a lot of like Harden and Embiid hero ball because I feel like you think of Nurse as more of an adjuster, but I'm thinking back to like when they won the chip. It's not really how they played. Spurs have a small forward, power forward, and center. You gotta understand, bro. If you have the first overall pick, your small forward, your power forward, and your center are dog shit. There's a reason you had the first pick. Keldon Johnson is good. He's not a top 3 player on a championship team. All right. Here we go. The pick is in. Silver's coming up to the podium. With the first pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama. All right. Hey, Victor is looking fresh, bro. Dude, are you guys hyped to see Victor play? I'm super hyped to see this dude play. I feel like this dude is going to be so much fun to watch. Like, it's going to be crazy watching this dude. Absolutely insane. Wow. So I think, obviously, Victor's going to win Rookie of the Year, bro. This dude's going to average, like, 18, 10, and, like, I don't know, like 4 blocks a game his rookie season. It's going to be crazy. I am excited. I feel like I might need to get myself a Victor Spurs jersey, bro. But the Spurs got to come out with like a cool city jersey. I'm not in love with the Spurs like normal jerseys. I feel like the Spurs are the only team to make a black jersey look uncool. I don't know how they did it, but they found a way. They should go back to Fiesta colors, bro. They got to do like the white with the Fiesta and the black with the Fiesta. That would go hard. 29 and 5 blocks, dude. That's Rookie of the Year All-Star if we averages that. Adrian Cortez, do you think the Heat will trade for Dame Dalla? I don't think the Trailblazers are going to trade Dame. It seems like they're pretty committed to building around him. So, I don't know, man. I would hope the Heat could trade for Dame, but I just don't think Portland will do it. So this is where the draft kind of gets interesting because I think we all know who the top 3 is going to be. It's going to be Scoot and Brandon Miller are going to be the next 2 picks, but we don't know the order. Is it going to be Scoot first at number 2, or is it going to be Brandon Miller? Personally, I would take Scoot here at number 2. I know the Hornets have a really bad roster. Let's take a look at the Hornets roster real quick. The Hornets roster, like this is Gordon Hayward's last year. He's going to miss a ton of games like he always does. Rozier, undersized but really good guard, but still undersized defensively. The backcourt with LaMelo and Rozier is a little questionable. PJ Washington, this is his last year with the qualifying offer, so we'll see what his contract looks like. They're going to get Bridges back from his suspension. I think he's going to miss 15 games. So it's not the greatest roster in the world, so I'm not going to pin this all on LaMelo, but I feel like, again, you're the number 2 pick for a reason, bro. LaMelo isn't a guy who's dragging this team. He's not dragging this team past the bottom of the lottery. So for me, if you think Scoot's the better player, you take Scoot. Doesn't matter that he plays the same position. You got to get the best player you can in the draft. Charlotte needs shooters. They're 29th in three-point percentage. They're going for Miller. Hey, bro, the thing is, you guys got to remember with the NBA, if you are picking in the top 5 of the NBA draft, your team is trash. And you're taking a player with the number 2 pick, you're going to build around this player. This player is not supposed to be slotting into a bad team. You're building like they were second to last year in three-point percentage. Next year, you build around Scoot. You get new shooters around Scoot. You don't try to get shooters around the existing core. The existing core got you the second pick in the draft. And I know Bridges missed the season, but you had the second pick in the draft. Bridges is not the difference between you being a great team and the second pick in the draft. Man, Victor is crying. Dude, that must be so emotional. Are you guys the type of emotional to cry when something good happens to you? I feel like I never do that. But when I see NBA players win the championship, they be crying. But I don't know. I feel like I'm not a crier when I achieve something awesome. I'm just happy. Scoot with click with LaMelo. Yeah, I think LaMelo could play. Would you cry if you get drafted? See, I think I would like to think I would, but I feel like every time in my life where I've achieved something that I've wanted to achieve, I haven't cried. I'm not. You know, I will cry. Like if it's an emotional movie scene, I'll shed a tear. But when I achieve something, I feel like I usually don't cry. I don't know. I'm not trying to be like Mr. Tough Guy. I don't know. That's how I feel like how it is. So again, I would take Scoot here if I'm the Hornets. Worst case, you play LaMelo at the 2. LaMelo is 6'7", bro. He's tall. He can play the 2 guard. He's frail. He's going to have to put some muscle on. He's going to have to do that anyway. So let's get LaMelo paired with Scoot because I think Scoot's the second best player in this draft. And I think that's the move. But it seems like they're going to take Brandon Miller and then build around this kind of like Miller, Bridges, LaMelo. I don't know. It's an interesting team. I only cry when it's something I wanted to achieve for a long time. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, when I hit 1 million subs, because I think that was, like, the one milestone with YouTube. And I remember when I hit 100K, that was, like, my big milestone. I have a photo of me. I just remember, I hit it, and I was just, like, looking at my phone, looking at it, and I was, like, smiling. But I don't remember, like... I don't think I cried at any milestone in my life. But I'll like, if there's a sad scene in a movie, bro, I'll tear. If there's a really sad song on and I'm into it, I might tear up. I'm not Mr. Tough Guy. Just I don't know. For some reason, I don't cry when that happens. But hey, shout out to Victor. This is a weird topic we're on right now with the crying. All right, Dog Fan 2008. Warriors should trade CP3 and a couple picks for PG-13. I don't think the Clippers would trade PG-13 for Chris Paul and some picks. It doesn't really do much for their team right now. James, who would you take, Victor or LSK? Bro, Chris is retired from basketball. Why would I want Chris on my team if I was an NBA player? All right. So the Hornets. Let's go back to the Hornets roster. Let's take a look at this team. The Chicago Bulls. I mean, If they take Scoot, I think they are going to be a struggling team to shoot. But it might help, though, because instead of having LaMelo play a little bit more on ball and have him have his diet be a lot of pull-up threes, shifting LaMelo's diet to more catch-and-shoot threes, playing off of Scoot, could help the overall team spacing. I think getting Miles Bridges back could help the overall team spacing. If I recall, he was an okay three-point shooter his last season, and he's coming back this year. So... I don't know. Let's see. Miller, Scoot. Miller's on the phone. Wow. See, I think the weird fit is Scoot in Portland is a really weird fit to me, though. I don't like that as much as I do with the Charlotte. But here, the pick is in. Wow. They took Brandon Miller. Okay, so Scoot is going... number 3, presumably, to Portland. Okay, wow. The Charlotte Hornets are taking Brandon Miller. So we've got, what, LaMelo, we've got Rozier, we've got Miller, Bridges, and then whatever big man they're gonna throw out there depending on the matchup. So that's going to be a P.J. Washington or a Mark Williams. They got Caleb Martin's brother, Cody Martin, on this team. So they got some nice forwards, bro. I mean, they got Gordon Hayward, too. I forgot about Gordon Hayward. I didn't even just name him in the starting lineup. I mean, he's probably going to miss a lot of games. He's probably going to miss 45 games. But when he's playing, this team's going to have a lot of wings. Wow. So is he going to play the 2? Are they going to bring Rozier off the bench as like a spark plug? Where does Miller fit into this starting lineup? Actually, I didn't even think about... I think, obviously, long-term, you don't really care about that. But just this rookie year, kind of interesting where he's going to slot in. I forgot about Gordon Hayward. I think we all forgot about Gordon Hayward. The 3. So what is the lineup? Is it going to be like... LaMelo will play the 1. I guess Miller's going to play the 2 because he can shoot. So he'll play the 2. Bridges at the 3. Or Bridges at the 4. Probably Hayward at the 3. And then whatever they're big at the 5, whether that's Mark or PJ at the 5. And you got Cody Martin coming off the bench. You got Rozier coming off the bench. And then you have the other big man, either Williams or Washington, off the bench. So that's not bad. That team, I feel like this team could compete. If Brandon Miller is just year 1, he's just a good shooter, nothing else, this team should compete for the play-in again. Because that's where they were the last 2 of the last 3 years. They got blown out in those play-in games. But that's not a bad spot to be. All right, John, how much prep have you done for the draft?
Prep?
Yeah, how much do you know about the guys?
I just know about the top 3.
Okay, what do you...
And one of them, Jaime.
Jaime is not going top 3.
I know, but he's like top 40.
But he's top 3 in your heart.
Yeah, top 3 in my heart.
What do you think about Brandon Miller going ahead of Scoot?
No, I really thought that Scoot was gonna be like the second pick, but honestly, Scoot Miller, Brandon Miller, going on to the Hornets, they could use him.
They could, yeah. I mean, we just saw how they fit in the lineup, but
and he can shoot.
He can shoot. That's true. They do need shooting. 29th in shooting. Someone in the chat said. Shout out to whoever gave us that little tidbit in the chat. All right, we are back. So guys, this is the really weird pick. I did a mock draft with 6 Rings of Steel, and I actually mocked Scoot to the Portland Trailblazers without really thinking about what the fit's going to be. I don't know what you guys think. What do you guys think the fit is going to look like? Scoot in Portland, is he going to come off the bench? They're going to trade Simons, I presume. So are we looking at like a Dame Scoot? I don't know if I like that. Dame is what, 6'3", 6'4", maybe 6'2". I think 6'3". Scoot is 6'2". I don't really like playing Dame and Scoot together all that much, to be honest. I just think from a team-building perspective, if you're the Trailblazers, you have to go, we've got Simons, who's a lockdown shooter, right? That's who we got. So, and we got Scoot, who's more of an on-the-ball playmaker, not the best jump shooter coming into the NBA. It might take him a couple years to develop the jump shot. Someone said Grant's not under contract. I'm a little confused. I believe Grant was under contract. Let's take a look at the situation with Portland right now in their contracts. Um, yeah, Jeremy Grant is not under contract right now. That's scary. But I mean, I feel like if you trade Damian Lillard, bro, and you get a decent forward or a decent big man, and you can start your team with Scoot, Simons, whoever you trade Dame for. I don't know, man. I feel like that is a strong young building block. But they say they're going to build around Dame. I don't see it. I don't think they're going to trade this pick. I feel like they're going to have to take Scoot. It's just this is the team. I feel like Scoot, unless he's going to be sixth man and they have some sort of plan to trade Simons and something to get the starting, 4, 5, better defense around Dame. I don't know. This is such a weird situation for Scoot. I feel like it was a lot more natural for him to land in Charlotte than him to land in Portland. People are saying, I think the Blazers should trade for Jaylen Brown. I don't know, man. I just don't. If you're the Trailblazers and you give up, what are you giving up for Jaylen Brown? And even if you get Jaylen Brown, Dame and Jaylen Brown, that's not beating Denver. That's not beating the Lakers. That's not a team that I like a lot to be a top 3. That's not beating the Phoenix Suns. That's not a team I like. I don't know. If I'm Portland, bro, keeping Dame isn't an option. It's just not an option. Like, you could start over with whatever you trade Dame for, Simons and Scoot. That's an awesome foundation for a future team, I would think. But, they're so committed to Dame. They're not going to trade Dame. So let's see what happens here. Silver is coming up to the podium. Are we going to get a surprise pick here? Are we going to get a Taylor Hendricks? Let's see. Oh, my God. They do pick Scoot. Okay, that makes sense. So, I don't know, man. This is going to be really, really, really interesting to see what this looks like. Scoot Henderson. Yeah, Scoot, dude. Scoot's draft day fit, y'all. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I love this fit, man. What do you guys think of what do you guys think of the pick? What do we think of this pick? Damn, how can we not find a photo of the fit? How do we not have a photo of the fit, bro? That is a fire fit. I don't know. That suit goes crazy. What do you think of the suit?
Dude, it's so icy.
It's so icy. I know. It's beautiful. Like it is beautiful.
Well, the thing is that with Scoot going into Portland, if he does really perform, they have a chance of just starting over and trade Dame.
I know. I feel like they should just trade Dame now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I feel like we got to free Damian Lillard, bro. This is not right. This is not right, what's been going on. Just like Dame doesn't know what... I feel like Damian Lillard doesn't know what's best for Damian Lillard, bro. He needs to be traded. Yeah, trade him to the Heat, bro. Dame would be awesome on the Heat. The Heat, all they need is a little bit more shot creation. I know we were missing Hero, but let's get a little Damian Lillard a little bit better than Hero. We all know that. Should they trade or keep Scoot? I think they should keep... Here's the thing. You trade Scoot, who are you getting? If you get Jaylen Brown, Simons, Dame, and Brown is not winning you a chip. But Scoot, Simons, and whatever you get for Dame is a foundation to try to win the chip maybe 4 or 5 years from now. I just feel like Portland is being really short-sighted with this whole thing. I don't know. It's disappointing. Portland's a cool team. I got to say, I've been to a Trailblazers game in Portland. I feel like Portland has some of the nicest fans. I feel like I know a lot of people from Portland in my life for some reason. And none of them are dudes. I don't know why. I swear to God, every other woman in Los Angeles is from Portland. It's facts. It's facts. I don't know what else, why it is like that. So, guys, this is where the draft really starts. We all knew who were the top 3 picks. We all knew those were going to be 3 picks. Is this the first time in NBA history that 3 picks have come from 3 different leagues? And if one of the Thompson twins goes to Houston right now, that could be 4 different leagues are the top 3 picks. So I am excited. I see a few people asking about my Minecraft world. So if y'all don't know, I do stream Minecraft on my second channel sometimes. I didn't die in the hardcore world. I only play on stream, y'all. I have been chilling. I've been taking some time off of YouTube, relaxing. I had to come back for the draft. You know I had to come back for the draft, but might get back to it soon. I'm also moving soon, so I have to take down all my stuff, my office. So after this live stream, I'm taking this whole office apart. Maybe we'll do a free agency stream because these are fun. I went to Portland. The stadium's good. Yeah, I remember I had a good time there. Or Pelicans trading Zion for Scoot. Hey, if the Pelicans trade Zion, then sure, keep Dame. But I don't see that, man. I just don't see that. You move so much. I know. I moved here 16 months ago. I would stay here, man, but it's too expensive. It's too expensive. But I did love this apartment. But I don't know where I'm going. I have a room. I actually moved in. I actually moved into Jesse's house. I have a room there. But guys, I have a mattress on the floor. I have the skinniest desk. So what I might do is I might move this whole setup that I do my live streams on to my room at Jesse's house, and then I'm gonna figure out what I want to do with the rest of my stuff because I like having my own apartment in the city. Who do you think the next pick is? So Rockets picking 4. I think they're gonna take Amen Thompson. Yeah, I think they're gonna pick Amen Thompson. Are you leaving too hype? Why? Where would you get that from with what I just said? Yeah, so the Rockets hired Ime Udoka as their coach. I really like that for the Rockets. I thought that was a great hire. I feel like they need kind of like a disciplinarian coach for how like reckless their team was last year. Like it just felt like it was just like, oh, Jalen Green, you could shoot whatever shot you want with no regard for like how it's gonna go. So the Rockets, they got Kevin Porter. They have Kevin Porter on a long contract. What is this? 15, 15, 15? It's the same. It's a flat deal. That's not bad as long as he keeps his head on. We got Jalen Green on his rookie deal, Jabari Smith on his rookie deal, Jayshawn Tate, Şengün. I mean, I guess I kind of like, yeah, I like Amen Thompson here, you know, play make. I think taking the ball out of Jalen Green's hands is going to be a good thing because he's a little too, he's dialed to shoot too much. And honestly, I think this team needs to play through Şengün, which is the only worry about the Thompson twin is like, I feel like the best version of the Houston Rockets is them playing through Şengün. Because Şengün is basically just like if Jokic is like, what would we call Jokic? Jokic is like Zeus. You know, he's the god of all the Greek gods. And then Şengün, he's like a Poseidon. Like, you know Poseidon. He's not quite Zeus, but he's pretty powerful. So they got to play through Şengün. He's got nice playmaking ability, good post skills. I just Amen and Şengün, I guess it's a strange fit, but I think it could work. It's Şengün or Thompson. I'm a little worried about his getting his jump shot right though because, I don't know. I think he shot like 60%, 65 to 60% at the free throw line in the overtime elite league. That's pretty bad, man, especially for a point guard. 60% from the free throw line is pretty. Let's see. Did I take notes on this? 66% from the free throw line. He's probably never going to be a good jump shooter, so that's my worry for Amen Thompson. Like, I don't know. That's pretty bad. I know he shot even worse from 3 and from mid-range. So, and he wasn't playing the best competition. Of all the leagues that these guys are coming from, the overtime elite league is the worst one. So, I'd be worried about the Thompson twins a little bit. And let's see who they take. They do take Amen Thompson. Okay, so he does get picked. That one we all kind of saw coming, huh? We all kind of saw that coming now. What do you guys think of the pick, Amen Thompson? I feel like this is a very low floor, high ceiling pick, bro. It could be I don't know, man. I could see Amen if you told me that he is going to be a dynamic basket attacking point guard with like a below average jump shot, but his playmaking makes him really, really, really good. I think I would could believe that. But if you also told me that like he never quite gets the jump shot right and teams just play off him and he just kind of ends up mucking up the spacing of all the teams he plays on, I could believe that too. So I'm a little worried about how this guy's going to project. Like I'd be nervous drafting either of the Thompson twins. I'm a little worried with guys who are playing like a low level of competition and they're not playing well. He can shoot, he cannot shoot, my brother. This guy cannot shoot. He's not a good shooter. But we'll see. Do you think Paul George will get traded to the Knicks or any other team? I saw the Paul George to the Knicks rumors, but what was the rumor? I didn't see what the Knicks were like rumored to be giving up. Who's a better shooter, you or him? I honestly, I might be me, bro. I shoot better than 66 from the free throw line. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know if this is a good or a bad pick. I really don't. This is one of those picks that I don't mind the pick itself, but it's a risky pick in my opinion. We'll see. We'll see how the shooting pans out. That's just going to be big for him. But I think it is really good for the Rockets to have a more traditional point guard like this next to Jalen Green in terms of just like someone who's going to distribute more. Because Green is so dialed to shoot. He's not dialed to pass enough. All right, so the Detroit Pistons are on the clock. Now the Pistons are a weird team because they have 4 big men under contract. I'm pretty sure. Let's look at the Pistons roster real quick. Detroit. All right, so Detroit. We've got Bojan Bogdanovic. He's likely going to get traded unless the Pistons are really going to try to make this team competitive next year. So Bagley is one of the bigs. Wiseman is one of the bigs. We got Isaiah Stewart is one of the bigs. Jalen Duren is one of the bigs. And Dwayne Dedmon is under contract. I don't think Dwayne Dedmon really matters in this equation. So we have these 4 bigs. My problem with the Detroit big men, we got Bagley, very much an around the rim big man. We got Wiseman, pretty much an around the rim big man. Stewart, he's a high effort big man. And Duren, probably the most promising of the 4. A little bit more oriented around the basket. I personally am not in love with any of Detroit's bigs. So when I did a mock draft with 6 Ring of Steel, I actually did mock them Taylor Hendricks because the thing with their bigs is even if you like their bigs, let's say you're really, really high on Duran. I always pronounce his name wrong. Even if you're really high on these guys, they don't have a lot of versatility of skill set. And obviously in the playoffs, you see sometimes you need to play like the Lakers, for example. Some series they play Vanderbilt a ton of minutes because they need him. In other series, you need someone with more shooting. So I think for Detroit, they're going to need a big who can shoot. So I kind of like them getting Taylor Hendricks just to get a big who could shoot. Not saying he's like, going to be a star, but they need shooting from the 4 position or the 5 position, depending on what matchups will come their way. I see some people are saying Cam Whitmore. A little worried about how Whitmore projects at the NBA level. Negative assist to turnover ratio. Very basket dominant player on a team with bigs who don't space. So with Whitmore, let's see how the jumper is. I'm sure the jumper gets better playing off of Cade. But I don't know, man. This is an interesting pick. I feel like, we all said the draft starts after 3. I feel like it really starts after 4 because we all know Amen was going to go 4th. So this is where it gets really interesting to me. Like, what does Detroit do? Will you do the Warriors next? What does the Warriors mean? I don't know what that means. I'm going to talk about whatever team is on the clock is the team we are going to be talking about for the most part. X Alley Tales, are the Mavs a playoff team? I think the Mavs are going to be a playoff team. Dude, I'm really curious. The Mavs actually are maybe the most interesting team in the draft because they have the 10th pick, right? But obviously the Mavs don't. I mean, who do they want? 313. He can shoot. You tripping. Bro, he shot 66 from the free throw line. That's horrible for a guard. He shot below like 33% from 3. That's well below league average points per shot. He's not a shooter. I don't like You may have gone to the games, but that doesn't mean anything, bro. Statistically, he can't shoot. That's really bad. At the NBA level, that's really bad. Especially for a point guard. Like, that's like Russell Westbrook is a better shooter than you. Are the Spurs going to be a playoff team with Wembanyama? Let's see how the roster shakes out. Are they going to really overpay for some guys to come in and just be vets on this team, or are they going to be a more traditional building team? We don't know yet. All right, Detroit's on the clock. I actually am really curious who they pick here. Is it going to be the Thompson twin? Is it going to be Cam? Wow, it's the other Thompson twin. Okay, you know, I don't hate this. You know, honestly, you could play Cade at the 2. Cade is pretty big. Cade is what, 6'7", 6'8"? Cade is a big guard, bro. He can play the 2. But Cade is a great playmaker, so I'm a little curious about what does like a normal Detroit half-court possession look like, because you have all these bigs with subpar shooting, and now you're going to have a guard who can't really shoot quite well. I think Osser is the one people are saying his jump shot has developed a lot more than Amon, but still, statistically in the OTE, it wasn't that great. So I don't want to project this guy being a great shooter year 1 or year 2. I think he tops out as an average shooter over the course of his career. Like, at best, slightly above average. There's just no way this guy's ever going to be a great shooter at an NBA level, in my opinion. So what about Ivy? I mean, I guess you bring him off the bench, right? Or you just bring the Thompson, or you bring this guy off the bench. You bring Asar off the bench. Probably bring Asar off the bench this first year. Look, obviously Detroit this first year, guys, they're going to top out as a team that contends for the play-in, maybe a 6 seed at the best if everything goes perfectly right. Maybe they make some in-season trades to diversify the skill set of their big men. But I mean, so that's the thing. I don't want to project too much how they fit on these teams, because it doesn't really matter how they fit on their rookie year team, because the team is going to change. NBA rosters change so much. Man, this is an interesting fit, though. I'm guessing he comes off the bench. You know, they start Ivy and Cade, but I think it's nice that Cade can... I think what's nice about Cade is he can play on or off the ball, so it gives Detroit a lot more versatility than a normal team in this situation. Do you think the Bucks will go to the NBA Finals this upcoming season? Bro, we can't make... Guys, the NBA draft is underway. Free agency hasn't happened. How can we make a prediction on who is going to win if we haven't even seen what the rosters are? So I'm not making any predictions right now, especially for Eastern teams. I think Denver... My gut says Denver is going to go back-to-back, but we'll see. Wow. So the Magic. This is another super interesting team in this draft, because the Magic actually have the 6th pick and they have the 11th pick. So I'm curious, are they going to stick with both picks? What are they going to do? The Magic obviously need shooting. They need a lot of shooting around Paulo, Franz, Fultz, Wendell. So we'll see who they take. I mean, if I'm the Magic, who do I take here? I kind of want a guard that can shoot, but that can also play make, because I really want to play through Paulo, because Paulo was a really good rookie. I feel like because he played for the Magic, he flew under the radar, a little bit. People didn't really know about Paulo. People didn't know about Paulo's game like that. I'll be honest, I didn't even watch that Magic games, but he had a stretch where I think he shot like 1 of 20 something from 3. So he hasn't proven himself as a good shooter yet. So I think they just need spacing. You don't want to reach on a Grady Dick here. You don't want to do that. But I don't know, man. This is a really interesting pick. I feel like the Osser surprised me at 5. So this is going to be fun with the Magic. I watched Duke. I knew Paulo was going to be good. Yeah, I mean, hot take. Number 1 pick in the draft being good. It's a pretty hot take. Is LeBron retiring in 3 years? Osser to Piston, Jaidel's fuming? I'm not fuming. I'm not mad. I don't really care. Doesn't affect me. I was just surprised. I don't know. I was a little surprised by some of the picks. I think that was the one that, surprised me, I guess. All right, everyone asking for predictions again, guys. We've literally seen today like Chris Paul got traded, Marcus Smart got traded, Porzingis got traded. How are you supposed to make a prediction when we haven't had free agency and this draft is literally underway? Like, dude, the Mavericks are probably like the Mavericks, for example, have this 10th pick. We don't even know, are they going to keep the pick? Are they going to trade the pick? I'm surprised we haven't seen a trade already, to be honest. Um. All right. So the Magic, I mean, they need shooting. Personally, if I'm the Magic, I saw someone in the chat saying Anthony Black. I don't think Anthony Black is that great of a shooter, though. I don't know. I don't project him to be a great shooter, but let's see. Maybe they want his playmaking. They do. They want his playmaking. All right. They take Anthony Black. So I was actually pretty low on Black when I did my draft research. I don't is he must be a lot bigger than he's listed at because I saw him listed at 6'6", and in his college games he looks like he towers over other players on the court. He's gonna have to develop the jumper in this Magic team, but man, this Magic team is big. I don't know if they're gonna play him at point guard or two guard, but you play him at the one, and you got a nice shooter at the two, and you got Franz and Paulo, and I mean Wendell's short for a center, but man, the Magic have some lineups that are absolutely huge. So I think that could be kind of interesting when they finally make a playoff push. Like defensively, the potential of a team that's going to be this big, bro. I mean, it's good that they're getting someone who's going to be setting up Paulo, so I like that. All right. So now we have the Pacers on the clock. The Pacers, I think this is the Cam Whitmore team. I think it makes sense for this team a little bit more than I liked him on the other teams before him that people were saying. I think that Whitmore here, playing with a guard in Halliburton who can really set him up better, I think is going to be really important for Whitmore. If I'm an NBA team, I don't want him playing on the ball too much. He's just not. He showed in college. He's not really looking to pass. He is looking to attack the rim. So I think we might see a Whitmore here to the Pacers. Do you think they trade the 7th to the Warriors for 19 and Kuminga? Kuminga? I don't know. I don't know about Kuminga there. For the 7th pick? Nah, because I think for the Pacers, you take the guy with the 7th pick, you get him on his rookie contract for those 4 years, right? You don't have to wait around. You just got him on a rookie deal for 4 seasons. It's a lot cheaper. Kuminga, you trade for Kuminga. He's entering year 3 now. What if he ends up being really, really good? I mean, that's a good thing, but you got to pay him sooner. So I don't know. I think that's a little. I'd probably stand pat and take whatever rookie you think is the best here if you're the Pacers. I could see a Turner or a Heel trade here. Wow. So multiple people think the Pacers might trade this pick, package this pick. I don't know, man. I feel like the Pacers need to. Let's take a look at what the Pacers got going on real quick. I feel like we need to familiarize ourselves with a little Indiana action right now. Miles Turner under contract for another season after this. Buddy Hield, he's on his last year. I'm assuming he's a UFA after that. We got Daniel Tice. Daniel Tice getting the $9 million contract. McConnell. Okay, some interesting They have Drift Mathurin here. Halliburton, obviously the main building block. I don't know. I think Whitmore just makes sense here, but we'll see. I mean, let's see who else they could take if they don't take Whitmore. They could take a Jarris Walker, kind of really build it. I feel like the Pacers like to build defensive-oriented teams, so I think Walker kind of works there. They could take a Taylor Hendricks, but I don't know. I don't know if I love I don't know if I mean, obviously Turner's probably not the big man that Halliburton plays with for the rest of his career, so I don't want to project like that, but Hendricks and Turner for these next year or 2 years, I don't know if I love that. I don't know. I feel like 6'8", 6'10". I'm not in love with that pairing. But again, Turner's probably not the big man that Halliburton spends his whole career with. So I don't know if it really matters. I don't know. Whitmore could go here. Maybe, I guess let's see if they're confident in keeping Buddy Hield long term, too. This could be kind of telling if they take like a Keontae George or a Buffkin. Maybe a reach for those guys, but I don't know. What do y'all think? I think this Pacers pick is pretty interesting too. I just feel like if you ask me what players on the Pacers are still going to be on the Pacers in a couple years, like I'd say like Halliburton and anybody else could be off the roster, honestly. All right, so the Pacers are picking and they are selecting. Whoa, Koulibaly! Wow, I love this pick. I really, when I was doing my research for the draft, I really liked Koulibaly. I had him, I think Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer had him like 15th on his draft board. What did I get this guy up to on my draft board? On my draft board, I got him up to 10th. So, and I honestly, the more I looked at him, the more I liked him more than Whitmore and some of these other guys. I don't know. I'm really high on Koulibaly. This guy is an insane wingspan. So I have him listed at 6'7" with a 7'3" wingspan. Kind of a loose handle, not a great handle there with Koulibaly, but creative playmaker, can pass. Played off of Victor. He already knows how to play off of a star player. I like Koulibaly. I like this pick. I don't know if this is, some people might consider that a reach, but I like this pick a lot. I think Pacers fans are going to like this guy. Him and Mathurin. Mathurin's really competitive. This is going to be fun. What position is Koulibaly? He's a forward. Forward. I think he's great. He can play 3 in a traditional lineup. He could play 4 in a small ball lineup. I really think this guy has a lot of potential. I love this pick for the Pacers. Let's go, Pacers. I like this pick a lot. I just see a lot of upside with this guy, not a lot of downside. Unless the handle's that bad and the jump shot really doesn't develop, and that's the worry. I mean, I guess I do see the downside. I do see the downside here with Koulibaly. Like, there is the, like, because, you know, like, even Jaylen Brown, he's a star. Handle, sometimes Jaylen Brown has some nice combos, but sometimes he can't dribble with his left hand, so a loose handle can be kind of dangerous. Someone said they just traded him to the Wizards. What? What are we? Did he get traded to the Wizards? I don't see that. He just got traded. Wait, am I getting fooled by the chat right now or what? Woj tweeting? We might just have to have Woj up too on the stream. Pacers are trading Bilal Koulibaly to the Wizards. Okay. Wow. Wizards. You know, I'm happy for the Wizards for all the reasons I just said I like the pick for the Pacers, but I liked, what I was excited about was him playing with Halliburton. I don't know. I was excited to see him playing with Halliburton. I feel like there could be some nice pits, you know, like sequences between those two. But, you know, on the Wizards, he's going to be allowed. Oh my God, he's going to be playing with Jordan Poole, bro. I feel like the thing with Koulibaly, bro, is if he has to have a lot of on-ball duties as a rookie, like, it could get sloppy. And him and Jordan Poole, they're going to get sloppy. This Wizards team is going to be sloppy. Oh my God, wow. All right, so the Wizards are now... So the Wizards are not on the clock. They are on the clock? Oh, interesting. Okay, so Koulibaly is going to the Wizards. So now the Pacers are going to pick. So now I think we see... Now do we see Cam Whitmore? Or do we see somebody else? This has been a really confusing sequence because they're showing Koulibaly being interviewed with his Pacers hat on. I wish I could stream the actual draft with you guys, but obviously I don't want to get hit with the ESPN NBA copyright. But really weird sequence here. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, so the Pacers now on the clock. This is where I'm guessing we see Cam Whitmore. It would be my guess. What does this dude say? E. What do you think about Dame on the Bucks? I mean, bro, I have no idea what they'd have to give up to get him, but Damian Lillard and Giannis together would be a cheat code. What's the point of this trade? My guess, Gab, the reason that the Wizards traded up for Koulibaly, well, I don't even know. Well, I think they wanted to guarantee getting Koulibaly because a lot of the pre-draft noise was that Koulibaly was being mocked to the Jazz at 9. So I think they were probably like, let's get ahead of the Jazz. Obviously, they have the pick before the Jazz, which makes it weird. But maybe the Pacers they thought might take. I don't know. This is really weird. If the Pacers were going to take him, they wouldn't trade it. I'm really confused by this move up by one trade they just did with the Pacers. I think maybe somebody was calling the Pacers saying we want to move up, and that this is how the Wizards had to defend their pick. But now it's weird because Silver is saying the Wizards are picking, but the Pacers are picking. Jarris Walker. Okay. Yep, this is what I originally thought we were going to see for the Pacers. I think I said that. I like Jarris Walker here. Fits the profile of a Pacers player. Okay, yeah. All right, so, hey, Cam Whitmore, Taylor Hendricks still on the board for the Utah Jazz. Utah's kind of good at every position, but not great at any of them, except maybe small forward. You could say they're great with Lowry. Wow, so Jarris Walker is a Pacer, and Bilal Coulibaly is a Wizard. You're a wizard, Bilal! So the Utah Jazz, what are we thinking here? Whitmore? Hendricks? Really interesting stuff. We could go Whitmore here. We could go Hendricks. Maybe a Keontae George, off-ball shooter. Or maybe they want a more dynamic on-the-ball player. Maybe... Wow, this is tough. This is an interesting pick for the Jazz. I feel like you obviously just go BPA because the Jazz are probably really far from the final form of their team. I think the only guy who's staying for a long term is Lowry. But is he matching the timeline of whatever young team the Jazz bring in? Or does Lowry likely... Think about this, guys. Knowing Danny Ainge, the GM of the Jazz, he used to be the Boston Celtics GM. Would you be shocked if 2 years from now I told you, or if I told you guys right now, and within the next 2 years, Markkanen will get traded for a young player because the Jazz want to just have all their guys in the same timeline developing together. You know what I'm saying? I feel like knowing Danny Ainge, I could see a Lowry trade mid-season, man, especially if the Jazz are bad. I don't think he'll hesitate. He'll trade him. So if you're the Jazz, you take the best player you think is available. My highest rated player that is available right now is Taylor Hendricks, but I don't project him to be a star. I project him to be more of a complementary piece, kind of like a Jabari Smith from last year's draft. Defensive, can shoot, but probably not doing a lot of on-ball playmaking. He's much more of a complementary piece, and I don't really see who I mean, obviously he can complement on any team, but you know what I mean. I don't see him quite as a superstar player, but a really good player on a championship team I could see. So the Jazz. So do you take that kind of guy, or do you take a Whitmore here and think if he develops his handle better, maybe his jump better, he could be a real star scorer? I don't know. This is a really interesting one. Do you think now that CP3 is on the Warriors, Draymond will stay? I think Draymond was staying no matter what. And I think the Poole trade was to clear up their cap in the future years because this whole tax apron thing that the new CBA is bringing on is going to affect the way that, it all works. So that's my guess, man. Dang, Isaac. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. That was really nice. What do you think about Orlando's pick? Black? I mean, I like that they're going to be putting more playmaking next to Paulo, Franz, and all them, but I kind of wanted a more traditional spot-up guy. I think the best version of Orlando is Paulo develops as a playmaker a bit more, and you just put spacing around him. That'd be my ideal version of Magic, but I don't know. He can roll though. Poole's about to average 30. Dude, I think the Wizards are going to be the Shaqtin' MVPs this year. I love Coulibaly. If you guys have been watching the stream for more than 10 minutes, I just gushed about that dude for 3 minutes straight. I think Coulibaly's going to be awesome. I could see him being a really sloppy rookie if he has too much on-ball duties. And I think Poole, we all saw, is a pretty sloppy player. I think we got some potential for some Shaqtin' highlight. This year's Wizards team has potential for like an all-time Shaqtin' a Fool season. It's got the potential. We'll see if they can pull it off, though. Rest in peace, Martin. All right, so ESPN is going to take a little commercial break here. All right, so are we. Hoy. All right, John, you are a Laker fan.
Yes.
What kind of player are you hoping for here in the draft?
We're going to need a shooter.
Okay, so...
Because, like, they're not going to... like, Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
Are they going to keep him?
I hope so.
But, like, if they're going to keep LeBron James...
Yeah.
And AD...
Yeah.
Are they going to afford to keep Reeves?
Bro, they're the Lakers. If they're penny pinching, then they need new owners. They shouldn't be penny pinching. They're literally the Lakers. They're the most popular team in the NBA.
I really do hope that he stays, but I don't know, because like his contract could go up to like what, 50 mil?
100
mil.
For 4 years though. For 4 years, so it'd be
Okay.
25 a season.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Well, what's James's like what?
50
a year.
Yeah.
And then AD is
probably like 40 a year.
That's tough.
No, but I mean, you have to. You can't just let him go.
Oh, well, yeah. Who else? Okay, so
I just bring back everyone from last year, and then whoever they draft.
What's their pick? Like
17.
17. Let me look at the prospects.
Someone's saying Wizards have no baddies on the court, dude. But. Hey man, if Jordan Poole is paying $500,000 for a date, I think he could get people to fly out there, bro. If I am a young baddie, which I would say I am, and a WNBA player offered me $500K to go on a date, you bet your fucking ass I'm on the first plane to Washington D.C., brother. I'll be there. I'll sit courtside. I'll wear whatever you want. 500. You spending $500K on my first date, I will be there, bro. I'll be there. Whatever you need me to do, I'm there. Jordan Poole about to pay off some people to find girls that come to the games. Bro, I think, guys, we need to pool together, nice pun, and get Jordan Poole a financial advisor. Or something, man. The man needs some help. I'm a Warriors fan. I'm happy Jordan is gone. Dude, I have a weird theory. No one has been buying my theory, but tell me what you think of this, John.
What?
So y'all watched the Warriors-Lakers series, obviously. I think it was the most watched playoff series in like a long time. I swear Jordan Poole just be falling over all the time.
Oh, like he's a baby.
Well, no, not that he's a baby.
He just falls.
He has an abdominal injury, huh? Not a lot of core strength.
Okay.
So he can't stand upright.
Okay.
That's
what you have.
No, I don't. I have a weak core. I don't have an injury. Guys, my ab workouts are pathetic. No, so I have a theory that Jordan Poole, I don't know what you guys think, but I have a theory that Jordan Poole has like an actual abdominal injury because the man cannot stand up straight, bro. Like he must have the world's weakest abs. It's like world's weakest abs ranking. It's Jordan Poole and then it's me. I'm number 2. All right, and we're back. For real, I'm speculating. I don't know if he's actually injured. I just think maybe he is. Maybe he could be. I don't know. Do you think the Lakers are going to cook the draft with their picks? I mocked Derek Lively the second to the Lakers, but the Jazz are on the clock right now. Let's not be ESPN and talk about the Lakers 24/7. Taylor Hendricks, okay. Yep, this was the top player on my board. I had Hendricks ranked as the 4th best player in the draft, so I like this pick for the Jazz, even though I don't quite see I don't think he's going to start this year. Maybe. I don't know. Markkanen at the 3. I feel like Markkanen, with how big he is a more natural 4 in today's NBA, but we'll see. So now the Dallas Mavericks are on the clock. This is the real... I think this is going to be really fun. Are the Mavs going to pick somebody and trade this guy? Are they going to actually take somebody? My highest player on my board right now is Keontae George. Don't like that for the Mavs. Do not like that for the Mavs. So then we're looking at a Kim Whitmore, who is a bit bigger. He's a forward. I feel like the Mavs, they need some size at the wings. They are a turnstile. Do the Mavs reach on a center here for rim protection? Because right now, Powell doesn't give you a lot of rim protection. JaVale is really old. If I'm the Mavs, I'm guessing this pick gets traded, right? I don't know. What do you think Miami will do? Well, let's see what the draft looks like before we get to Miami's pick. Mavs need a power forward. Bro, Mavs kind of need everything. They kind of need everything, bro. Let's be honest. Like, they've got Luka, they've got Kyrie, but they both start. You kind of need a guard off the bench. You need a big man who can actually protect the rim, not a Dwight Powell. We need a real big, bro. We don't need some pushover, bro. We need a real big down there. And we need wings who can defend, bro. Luka and Kyrie are not getting it done defensively. Defensively? That's how upset you... Hey, man, the Mavs are my go-to team in 2K when I play Pele now online, so I kind of... Christian Wood isn't a real big. Yeah, he's soft, bro. I like playing as Luka in 2K, bro, so I'm going to need the Mavs to nail this draft, bro. I'm gonna need the Mavs to nail this pick so I have a good play now team. Come on, man. But I don't know who I like here as a defensive wing or a defensive big. I feel like if they take a Derek Lively or a Noah Clowney or a James Najee, that's a huge reach. But maybe, I don't know. I just feel like that's a big reach. Maybe you just go BPA and then try to trade him. So that would be maybe a Cam Whitmore, a Kobe Buffkin, a Keontae George. Do you take Grady Dick in the red suit? Clowney? I just think it might be a little bit of a reach. And I also feel like Clowney is, I don't know, man. I think they need more of a... Traded to Thunder. People are saying traded to... Did they get Lou Dort? Who did they get? Because Lou Dort I kind of like. A little defensive action. Put him in the torture chamber or what? Mavs really screwed up their draft picks besides Jalen Brunson. Bro, they screwed up by letting Jalen Brunson go. That was a mistake. And they screwed up by taking in Bertans. Bertans, oh man. Is this pick getting traded? Do we have a little Woj bump? I thought Woj said he wasn't going to be tweeting during the draft. Did he switch up on us? What happened? Okay, the Mavs are trading number 10 and Davis Bertans for number 10 for the Thunder. What are the Thunder giving them? Oh, wow, we should look at this. So, Wizards moving up to number 7. Washington sent Indiana a second-round pick. And two second-round picks will move up one spot in the draft. All right. Look at Shams. Shams over Woj? Are you guys Team Woj or Team Shams? Are you Team Woj or Team Shams, chat? OKC sends number 12 and a TPE, trade player exception, to Dallas as part of the trade. Dallas gets off the Bertans contract. Oh, bro, that's huge for the Mavs. I love that for the Mavs. Honestly, there's not a player that I'm like, oh my God, they have to pick that player here at number 10 if I'm the Mavericks. I love that, bro. Get off the Bertans contract. Let's see how bad that Bertans contract was. But I feel like, you're OKC, bro. You're kind of trying to make the playoffs now. I don't know if I love them picking up that kind of a contract. But let's see. So the Dallas Mavericks are getting off $17 million for this season and $16 million for next season because that's a player option. You bet your ass that Bertans is taking that player option, bro. So I mean I get it. Well, let's take a look at OKC's cap afterwards. So the Mavericks are getting off Bertans. Honestly, that contract is really, really bad. That gets them to $90 million before they re-sign Kyrie Irving. So, I mean, they're going to go over the cap. We got like 3 team Wojs, a couple team Shams. I don't know. Should trade Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway's good, though, man. I don't know. He's getting paid $17 million. That is a lot, but he is a good player. Mavs are in a weird spot. But Thunder now, with this pick, let's see who they take. So why is ESPN just not updating these picks, bro? It still says the Mavericks have the pick. Is ESPN getting lazy or what? I need to get some new producers over at ESPN. Is Jordan Poole better Riz in Golden State or the Wizards? I feel like his Riz has to be better with the Wizards, bro. He's going to get to shoot more. He's not going to get punched in the face. I feel like when you get punched in the face by a teammate, you lose Riz rating. All right. The trade is in. Oh, wait. Okay, so Silver is now announcing the previous trade, which we already talked about. They're giving it 2 second-round picks to move up one. The Wizards are. So they get Koulibaly and the Pacers get Walker. Here we go. Cason Wallace. Okay. Cason Wallace, defensive guard. Really interesting player from a measurable standpoint. Cason Wallace, I have him listed at 6'2", but with a 6'8" wingspan. So he actually could be a really good, nice player. Honestly, not a bad for the match. Yeah, I mean, defensive-minded player who can shoot and is a guard. I honestly kind of like that for Dallas because he could play off the ball with either Luka or Kyrie, which would really help when you only have one of them on the court at a time. I don't know. I actually kind of like him going to Dallas, but it looks like he's not going to go to Dallas. Looks like he's going to go to OKC. So he's going to be playing off of Shea. That's interesting. I think because I'm just starting to think where the minutes are coming now on the Thunder. Because you're going to be playing off of Shea. You're going to be playing off of Giddey. Let's take a look at the Thunder cap situation now that they got Bertans on it. So we got Shea, we got Dort, Chet's coming back, Giddey, Kenrich Williams. I mean, they're going to be adding Bertans to this. That's an $18 million addition, plus obviously Cason Wallace's contract to this, salary situation. All right, I mean, I'm just a little surprised the Thunder are, I guess the Thunder are kind of ready to lock into their team, right? Because you've got Shea, you've got Giddey, you've got Chet, you've got Jalen Williams. How did I forget to mention both of the Jalen Williams? So you kind of already have a really nice foundation, and you can just sign them into cap space. I don't know how much OKC's willing to go into the extra cap, but I guess with all the assets they have, they're always going to be kind of flexible through trades. And then Cason Wallace, he just fits in where he needs to fit in here. Because he has a 6'8" wingspan, I guess you could play like a triple guard lineup because he has such a big wingspan. Hard player. If they trade Dort, because Dort actually has an interesting contract. 15 million, 16 million, 17 million. I don't know. Did you know that your reaction to the NBA draft 4 years ago with Zion is your most viewed live with 1.6 million? I did know that. I did. We were rechecking it all today. All right, I'm a little confused by this pick for OKC. I like the player a lot. I think he fits in really nice, pretty much to any team because they kind of said on the ESPN broadcast, but it's like little short, great wingspan. He can shoot. Probably is going to fit it on almost any team. So we'll see where he slots into OKC's like playing time rotation. But again, OKC might look a lot like the current roster even 3 years from now because a lot of these guys are young, and I don't want to move off of either Jalen Williams. I don't want to move off of Chet. I don't want to move off of Shea. I like this team. So it's going to be fun to see the Thunder push for a 6-5, 4 seed or higher next year. If they stay healthy, this team has a lot of potential to push high into the seeding. I really do think so. I'm excited to see what OKC does. All right, so the Magic are back. Welcome back, Orlando Magic. You guys chose Anthony Black. I think this might be the Grady Dick landing spot. I really don't see Cam Whitmore landing here. I don't like Cam Whitmore's fit with this team at all. I really don't. I really think this is where we see Grady Dick. Maybe Kobe Buffkin, maybe Keontae George. Either of those guys. My highest players on my personal big board right now is Keontae George. I think he's going to be a really strong shooter. Play off the ball, which is exactly what we want here. So you take him. You could take Grady Dick. I've got Kobe Buffkin as the 11th best player, which is the 11th pick. I think Kobe Buffkin is going to be a really nice scorer, but maybe you want more of a pure shooter playing off the ball here if you're the Magic. I think this is a nice pick for them. Jet Howard to the Magic. I'm very high on Jet Howard too. I really like guards who can create their own shot and are also efficient. It means they're getting a nice diet of shots at the rim. So, I mean, I wouldn't hate Jet Howard here. I don't have him quite as high as some of these other guys on my board. But let's see what happens. Have you heard about the rumors of Kuminga growing to 7'2"? Bro, there's no way he's 7'2". That would make him literally one of the top 3 tallest players in the league. So this was originally the Chicago Bulls pick. That's really interesting. I mean, the Bulls could have used this pick. That's why they're in the lottery. All right, let's see who the Magic take. It's going to be a shooter. If it's not a shooter, bro, I might have to crack a beer. Jet Howard! Wow! I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I really liked him. I really liked him when I was doing my scout. I was kind of surprised how far down draft boards he was. I like him a lot better than some of the other guards in this draft. For example, I like him a lot more than Nick Smith Jr. I like him more than Shafino. I really like this. I have him as a 6'8". He shot 37% on threes on pretty high volume. Uses his, I have my notes. Dynamic dribbler, uses his body on drives. My other note, gets lost on defense. So we'll see. We'll see what Jet looks like with the Magic. But I do like another big physical player just who can shoot. He really fits into this Magic team really well. I do think maybe Cason Wallace, if he hadn't gotten picked by the Thunder right before, would have been really nice on the Magic. Just to have a little bit of a... Because the only thing when you do have these really big oversized teams is sometimes quick shifty guards can cause havoc against teams like that. So... we'll see, though. I like that pick. This guy is going to be able to shoot, which is what we like for the Magic. Okay, Magic. Anthony Black. I'll be honest. I'm pretty low on Black. I don't see it as much for Black, but I love this pick, even though I don't have him this high up, but I love this. I love the mustache. Thank you, bro. Will the Raptors trade OG Anunoby? Bro, I don't know what's going on with Raptors management, but I feel like they are like delusional, bro. They think their team is like a championship team when they're not. What do you think of the Lakers? We'll talk about the Lakers when we get to their pick. We'll hold off on Lakers talk a little too much. Do you think the Timberwolves make a move in the draft? I don't know. I don't know what the Timberwolves are going to do, bro. I would get off of Gobert if I were them. I honestly don't like Gobert or Cat. I don't like either of those players. All right, we're an hour into the draft. We're 11 picks in. It's been fun. Raptors thought OG is worth 3 first-round picks. I mean, the thing is, the first-round picks is, it depends what team you're getting them from. I like the bunny chain Playboy. It's actually not Playboy. It's I bought this when I hit 3 million subs. Little personal gift to congratulate myself on 3 mil. It's I don't remember what it was. It was a Christian Dior X some artist, and I don't know. The people were gushing over the Christian Dior. He loved this artist. I'm like, bro, I don't need a backstory. I just like the way the necklace looks. And it's not that expensive, so let me just get it. I don't need to break the bank for the necklace. That's all that matters. Derek Lively to the Mavs. Okay, so I have Lively as the 17th best player on my board. I'm a little worried about Lively, man. I don't think he has much offensive game, but I don't know. He's going to be able to protect the rim. He's going to be able to protect the rim with his height. 7'7" wingspan on Lively. I like that. I don't know, man. It's gonna be really interesting with him. On Dallas, I don't know. I'm gonna feel very indifferent if Dallas takes Lively here, but they do need rim protection. That is one of their biggest needs. They need rim protection so badly, bro. How are you? I'm good, man. Enjoying the draft, enjoying these picks. Why is it doing that? Oh, sorry. Every time I click on something, it like pops up the like map mod controls. Do you think the Bucks are screwed in the future? No, they've got Giannis. I don't think they're screwed at all. How's your day going? Day was okay. Honestly, the live, I've been having a lot of fun this live, but I would say before this live, I'd put today at like a 3 out of 10, maybe, bro. Hey, man, are any of you guys from Germany? I'm trying to book an Oktoberfest trip, and I cannot find a hotel. I am struggling to find a hotel that looks decent. What do you think of the Porzingis trade? I guess the Wizards, I don't know. The Wizards are a weird team now. Tyus, Poole, Bilal. I don't know. I feel like the Grizzlies giving up the first round pick was kind of weird because Tyus Jones is pretty good in his own right. I'm pretty high on Marcus Smart, but Tyus Jones is pretty good. I don't know if they should have had to given up a first round pick unless it was some sort of salary thing. Who do you think the next MVP is? Dude, I kind of think it's going to be Jokic again. I feel like people are going to feel like Jokic didn't get his third MVP this year, and now they're going to give it to him. Bradley Barrett, I live in Germany right now. Man, what do I got to do with this hotel situation, man, in Munich? I got to find a good hotel. Do you think Curry's underrated or overrated? I think Curry's properly rated. I really don't feel like Curry's very under or overrated. James, do you think that MPH selling the Hornets? You mean Michael Jordan? I don't know. I didn't see how much he sold it for, but I'm sure he made a killer profit on it. Kuzma gone? Yeah, Kuzma's definitely gonna leave. Dame to the Cavs. What do you think, James? What would the Cavs be doing? They'd be giving up Darius Garland. That'd be really weird. I don't see it. He sold it for $3 billion. Sheesh, bro. Here's the thing. I see that you make all that money for Michael Jordan. If I was a billionaire, all I'd want to do is own a sports team. That's all I'd care about if I was a billionaire. So why would you sell a team? Unless he's like, fuck that, man. I want to own the Bulls, and everyone hates the Reindorfs. But if you're a Bulls fan, you're like, oh my god, I don't want Michael Jordan owning my team. Aiden Life Hotel and Resort Rugen is a very nice hotel. All right, I'll check that out. Opinion on Ant Edwards. Very high on Edwards. I really think the Timberwolves need to retool the team around him. No, I don't like Cat. I don't like Gobert. Ever since Flight called him Gobert, bro, I've just been calling him Gobert. Just, it's more fitting. Yeah. Does Whitmore drop to 18 to the Heat? I don't think maybe. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people probably are pretty high on Whitmore just because he's so high in a lot of mock drafts. But the thing with Whitmore is it's not the craziest handle, and it's very rim dominant. And negative assist to turnover ratio, that always scares me, especially in today's NBA, which I feel like is a lot more about connective passing than people give it credit for. So a player like that doesn't really fit into a heavy ball movement system. So I could see that's why Whitmore's dropping. A lot of these teams might not like his play style fitting in with that. Why aren't you at the draft? I wasn't invited. Didn't get my invite. Thoughts on Steph and Chris Paul's fit? I mean, Chris Paul's never played on a team with that kind of offensive system, so I'm a little curious how he's going to adapt. I mean, knowing Chris, one of the smartest players ever, he'll definitely adapt, but it'll be interesting to see what it looks like. You know what I mean? All right, so the OKC Thunder have their second, or no, this is the Mavericks pick. Are we thinking Grady Dick here? For shooting, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they need the defensive players. I feel like the Mavericks would be better off getting slightly worse shooters if they're just way better defenders. Who do we like here? Koulibaly would have been fun on this team. I'm guessing it's George Whitmore or Dick. George Whitmore or Dick is my guess here. Let's see. No, they take the rim protector. Okay, they take Lively. I was wrong. All right. Yeah, I don't know about this on offense. I really don't know about this on offense. Luckily, the Mavericks don't need a lot of offense from their center. All this guy's got to have to do is catch and dunk. That's all he has to do. But they did need the rim protection, bro. This guy is definitely starting like day one. Powell is not getting it done defensively for the Mavericks. They need the rim protection. This guy, he's going to get bullied by some bigger physical centers, but it's not how most NBA teams play. So this guy's going to be nice to protect the rim. They need that. Okay, I don't hate that pick for the Mavericks. I'm really curious what it looks like on offense, though, because he was bad at the free throw line, and he's not very aggressive getting his shot up. So it's like, what is this guy at the NBA level? He's pretty scrawny. Offensively, I don't know what this guy's going to look like in the NBA, but at least defensively, really tall, crazy wingspan, defend the rim. Playing off Luka, he'll get a lot of spoon-fed buckets, so let's see. Thoughts on Keontae George's fit with Miami if he falls to 18? I'd love it, bro. I think he's going to be a really, really good shooter at the NBA level. And I think the way Miami plays with all the handoffs, especially off of Bam, all the handoffs, all the running around the perimeter, I really, really like that for the Heat. But I would maybe for the Heat, I think they do need a little bit more creation. Obviously, Hero was missing. Hero is a creator. He can create his own shot, create a little bit for others. Maybe for the Heat, I like a little bit more of like a Kobe Buffkin, someone who maybe has a chance to be a much more dynamic scorer for the Heat. But I do like Keontae George a lot. But I think Buffkin might have a little bit higher ceiling, and I think the Heat, I don't know, man. The Heat need someone who can contribute day one, honestly, because these guys are all pretty young. They're probably not going to be there. They're like, these guys enter the NBA at 19 years old. They're 9 years away from their prime. So maybe, you know what, I probably would like Keontae George better because I think probably day one just fits into that running handoff action with Bam and all the bigs like that a little bit more cleanly. Who will the Raptors take? Well, the Raptors need shooting. I think the Raptors are going to take Kobe Buffkin. That's my prediction. Wow, Jay Billis, his big board is way different than mine. He has Kobe Buffkin as the 7th best player left. I have Kobe Buffkin as the 11th best player in the draft. So let's see who knows more basketball, me or Jay Billis. I saw a lot of Buffkin to Raptors rumors, but players I like here, I like Keontae George here for them. I like Grady Dick here for them. Really, this is definitely not the Cam Whitmore spot. This is the last team that needs Whitmore in the draft. Yeah, no, I mean, those are the guys. I'd be shocked if it wasn't a Buffkin or a George here, honestly. Buffkin, George, or Grady Dick, I feel like are going to have to be the picks. This team needs shooting, especially if Van Vliet leads. This team needs perimeter shooting badly. Jordan Hawkins to the Raptors? Maybe. I don't know. I don't see it, but we'll see. It'll be Dick. Yeah, I think if you're the Raptors, well, I don't know. I think the Raptors... So are the Raptors finally going to play through, like... Are they finally going to play through Scotty Barnes and let Scotty Barnes do some more playmaking? Because the weirdest thing about Scotty Barnes to me, bro, is when he came onto the Summer League, he was a crazy playmaker as a rookie in the Summer League. And then his NBA season starts, and he's a good rookie. Wins Rookie of the Year, but he's not doing, like, any playmaking. It's like you don't... All of his crazy Greek passing that I know he has in him, I feel like he doesn't get to do in the Raptors. Because him, OG, and Siakam are all kind of like... Pound the ball a little bit before I do anything with it. They need more ball movers. They need more shooters. I think Keontae George fits like a glove on this team. But we'll see who they take. The Raptors are such a weird team, bro. I feel like anyone in this chat, we would have blown the Raptors up a long time ago, but they're just sticking with it, man. They're just sticking with it. I don't know. Is Fred VanVleet washed? I don't know if he's washed, man. That's a hard team to play on as a guard. Not a lot of ball movement between those three wings. And if you're VanVleet, you're not really a good finisher around the rim. VanVleet's actually always been a subpar shooter inside the arc relative to his NBA comparisons, but he's a great three-point shooter. It's this weird thing where he's a great three-point shooter, not a good two-point shooter, really bad at the rim, VanVleet is. And he's playing on a team with subpar spacing, which just makes his weaknesses get magnified playing amongst all those trees. So I think VanVleet's going to look a lot better next season on a different team with more proper spacing and more dynamic kind of people cutting into space instead of all being like bunched together like we have with Siakam and Barnes. Do you think Jordan Poole fits well in the Wizards? Bro, the Wizards doesn't matter on the Wizards. The Wizards are tanking. It's a meme team. There's no such thing as fit on the Wizards. Everybody fits in the Wizards. Me and John fit on the Wizards. They need someone to take a lot of shots and miss a lot of shots. And I'm up to the task. What team do you think VanVleet would sign to? That's a good question. I mean, let's see what kind of contract he needs. Does he want to follow Nick Nurse? Probably not. Probably not going to be able to get a good enough contract from Philly unless maybe a little Tobias Harris signage trade action with the Raptors. I know he kind of fits that same mold, but they seem obsessed with that player type. All right. George, Buffkin, or Dick is my prediction. Here we go. Grady Dick. Okay. That suit goes crazy, bro. Wow. I feel like this guy was meant to be a Raptor, bro. High energy, can shoot threes. Wow.
Good for him, but look at his outfit. He low-key looks like a Christmas ornament, man.
Yeah, we're going to pull up Grady Dick's outfit for you guys in a second. This is I don't...
I'll put him on my Christmas tree for sure.
So, this is Grady Dick's outfit at the draft. I mean, I feel like, you know what? If he wasn't wearing the turtleneck, it's red too. The red turtleneck is a little strange. Like, if that was black, like a black turtleneck that wasn't glistening to match the pants, and he got the black bottom shoes with the red shoes, I don't know, man. It's too much red. Guys, is this drip or drop? What do we think? Drip or drop here?
It has potential.
What potential does it have?
The black turtleneck.
Okay, but the black turtleneck, it has potentials. He matches with his future team. Conspiracy theories? Drop, drip. Christmas Day fit?
Yeah, dude. That's facts. Christmas
Bro,
Day.
If I pulled up to Christmas like that, I don't know what. I would get roasted.
I mean, for today, it's probably Christmas Day morning for him. You know? He's
That's
getting
true.
drafted, so, like, congratulations to Dick.
That's true. Dude, imagine getting drafted as an American and then it being like, so your team is in a new country. That's crazy, bro. You get drafted to the Raptors, you get drafted to an entirely new country, bro. You got to you probably look at this guy. You see this dude? All right, what are the odds that this dude has a passport? I don't think he has one. Wow. All right. Hey, good for him, man. Good for him, man. Let's move this down. The lottery. This is the last pick of the lottery. So New Orleans, everyone saw the rumor. They were rumored to be moving up to number 2 or number 3 to try to get Scoot. They didn't pull it off. They weren't willing to part with Zion, or the Portland Trailblazers didn't want Zion. I don't know. Probably didn't want to trade Zion. So New Orleans, I mean, what does New Orleans, honestly, guys, what does New Orleans need? What do they need? I feel like New Orleans has everything. Like, you've got CJ, you've got Alvarado, you've got Dyson Daniels, you've got Herb Jones. You have so much guys who can play wing and forward. Brandon Ingram. You have obviously you got Zion. You've got Valanciunas, who's a great center. I think Valanciunas is a great center. And you've got what's his face off the bench, Jackson Hayes playing center, point guard. Yeah, I guess you take a guard here, another shooter, a personal trainer for Zion, a point guard. Yeah, I mean, I guess a point guard, but man, the Pelicans, man, like top to bottom, this is one of the best rosters in the league. I mean, they were the 1 seed when Zion got hurt, right? Pretty sure they were 1 seed when Zion got hurt. They need Zion. They need Zion to break his phone. They need Zion to get in shape. 2 seed. Okay, 2 seed. Still, top 2 team, a better gym. Yeah. This is interesting. This is an interesting team, bro. Yeah, they just like this team. I really feel like all they need is Zion to get healthy, and they need CJ to kind of play a little bit better again, and they're fine. I don't. People are saying point guard. Yeah, they could use a point guard. They just need to be healthy, man. Ingram and Zion are. It's like, bro. People are going to have to go to the hospital, for different things in life. You get to the hospital, you gotta wait an hour. Why do you gotta wait an hour? Because Ingram and Zion are taking up 2 goddamn rooms because they stubbed their pinky. These dudes gotta get a trainer. They gotta get some attitude adjustment. Bigger hospitals. Zion might take up 2 rooms by himself, bro. I mean, he's a big man. Y'all remember when they were OP in GM mode? Oh my god, bro. This team haunted me. I feel like every time I do a rebuild on 2K, the freaking Pelicans just ran the West. And no, they would always lose to the CPU, and then they have been destroying me. Zion has been wilding with his side chicks. Bro, Zion needs to stop hitting on girls and get healthy. Yeah, Zion needs to get off of Tinder. Zion needs to get off of Pornhub, bro. I feel like that's where he just be finding all his women or some shit. I don't know. We got to get him off there. We got to get him off there. He needs to stop. Oh my god. Y'all saw she got banned off Twitter. Mariah Mills got banned off Twitter. He's a dad now? I know, bro. Man, maybe now that he's a dad, he'll focus. Maybe he'll focus here. Alright, Keontae George. Is this the team that takes my boy Keontae? I have Keontae as the 8th best player in the draft, and here he is still available at 14th. My big board has been taking some hits now. This might be his spot though. All right, here we go. Pelicans pick is in. Oh, they're trading it. Announcing a trade. What's he announcing? Oh, he's announcing the Mavericks Thunder trade. All right. Okay. All right. Nice Thunder Mavs got their trade in. Who's going to pick Cam? I don't like Cam on this team, to be honest, man. That's the thing. I don't. Oh, Cam. Atlanta. Jordan Hawkins. Okay, shooter, guard, UConn. There's the guy. There he is. Nice. Damn, is it DoorDash time?
I think so.
Pretty soon? Hawkins. I'll be honest, guys. I didn't do a lot of research on Hawkins. I don't have a lot of input here.
Well, he's shooting 50% from the three.
That's not going to sustain.
And he's a good defender.
Okay.
He's a really good defender.
We like that. We like that for them.
And then so what he could do is do pick and rolls and then shoot threes and then get back. And defend really good.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he handles the ball a lot. I feel like Ingram and McCollum are going to be handling the ball most of the time on that team. So he's probably going to be playing off the ball. But, okay, we like that. Good shooters. What do you think about CP3 going to the Warriors with Steph? I'm curious to see what it looks like. We'll probably talk about it more when the Warriors are up at pick 19. What are your thoughts on the Celtics trade? Well, we went through the Celtics salaries earlier in the thing because they're not paying their bigs that much money. Horford, Rob Williams, Grant Williams are all on really good contracts, so I guess they could keep all 4 bigs, but I feel like they're going to move on from Horford or Grant, if I were to guess, so we'll see. Man, these live streams are tough. Is it sus to say this is tough on the jaw? I've been talking a lot. How high are you on Amoni Bates? Not high. Oh my god, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm ordering some DoorDash. Let me just Venmo you.
Mm-hmm.
Big bet. I will Venmo you. All right, people, why is Cam Whitmore fallen? I see a lot of people asking that. Here's my guess as to why Cam Whitmore is falling in the draft. Pretty average three-point shooter. Pretty average. Less than assists per game. He's averaging more than double his turnovers to assists. This guy does not play make. In today's NBA, you see a lot of the top teams, the Denver Nuggets. You see the Warriors. A lot of these teams, guys, it's a lot of connective passing, moving around off screens. Whitmore is just very much like I get the ball and I attack the rim. So it's kind of weird for players like that because players like that aren't great. If he's not going to be a great shooter, it's kind of weird to have him off ball. If he's not going to play make, kind of weird to have him on ball. So you're really like, okay, we got to develop this guy, develop him a lot. So I think that's probably why you're seeing Whitmore fall a lot right now. Is it's just like, what does he? Where does that slot? Like, what team needs a player like this who's just a straight line rim attacker? I don't really know what team, especially. Let's go up the draft board. He probably was realistically going to get picked in a lot of mock drafts around 5. Detroit has 4 big men who don't shoot. Doesn't fit there. The Magic have a lot of spacing issues already. Already have Franz and Paulo. Doesn't fit there. Pacers, that was a team I thought maybe, just because they have a little bit of shooting from their bigs. They have playmaking from, Halliburton. They take Walker, who was the first person I thought they might take, a more defensive-oriented big. Koulibaly, we like that pick. I love that pick. I think he's a higher... I just like him better than Whitmore, so I see why he got picked first. Utah, again, where does he fit style-wise on a lot of these teams? So I think that's why Whitmore's fallen a bit. I don't hate Whitmore as a prospect, but I just think that playmaking, that just like... over twice as many turnovers as assists is really scary. All right, the Atlanta Hawks. This team actually needs shooting. So I could see Kobe Buffkin here. And maybe they can move off of DeJounte. Kobe Buffkin. There it is. All right. I like this pick. I'm high on Buffkin, man. I'm high on this guy. I think this guy's going to be pretty good. I really like this guy. I think this is a great pick for the Hawks. He's going to be able to help their shooting problems. I think if they decide to move off of DeJounte Murray, this helps them do that. I like that. I don't know. I just like this pick. I think also the Hawks do need Trey to get off the ball more, which is kind of the reason they traded for DeJounte. But I don't know. I don't DeJounte. I think DeJounte's pretty good. I don't know. I think I'm too high on this guy. I think I gotta stop talking. I think I'm a little too high on this guy. We are now in the second half of the draft, so the guys here are a lot more risky, developmental. But I love this pick for Atlanta, man. I like this. There hasn't really been any draft picks that I've hated so far. I feel like every team is. The only one I didn't love it was Anthony Black, and that's just because I'm not high on him as a prospect. But they need playmaking. And he fits their giant lineup that Orlando is always trying to. I feel like for the last 8 years, Orlando's like, we're just gonna have the biggest lineup we possibly can, like five giants on the court at a time. Let's see if his jumper develops. That'll be huge for them. So the Utah Jazz are back on the clock. Can the Timberwolves trade for a pick, please? Dude, what assets do the Timberwolves have? I feel like they've traded all their assets away. Opinions on Nick Smith Jr.? Didn't love him as a prospect, to be honest. I'll be honest. Who do you want the Lakers to take? Well, let's see who's still available. Let's see who the Jazz take here. Hey, James, is Victor going to get injured a lot? I don't think so. I don't think he'll get injured too much. It seems like Victor's taking his health very, very seriously and everything like that. Wow, this is exciting. Hawks should trade Trey for some first rounders or better players. Trey Young trade would be. I feel like it's been kind of floated about there, but not really. I don't know, man. Trey Young trades. My thing with Trey Young is like he's so ball dominant. He's such a ball dominant player, and he hasn't really learned how to play off the ball. So it's kind of just like, what does a Trey Young trade look like? What team is he going to that he's gonna like or kind of quickly fit into? You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's a really tricky player to trade because of all that. Like he's just so ball dominant that a team with him on it is kind of has to be built around him. But can you win a championship with a team built around Trey Young? Today's been some of the worst trades I've seen in my 10 years. Yeah, the trades today has been kind of wild. All right. Oh, Victor's being interviewed. Welcome back, Victor. All right, Utah Jazz. So the Jazz took Taylor Hendricks with their first pick. I like that. I don't know, man. The Jazz. What do we think the Jazz are going to do? Today has been a great day of trades. What? When he said worst day of trades, I don't think he meant like bad, that it's a lot of trades, just some quasi-questionable trades going around. Like, I don't personally get why the Wizards are the ones getting all the draft capital in the Jordan Poole trade for Chris Paul. But good for them, man. Ben Simmons to the G League. Honestly, he probably might this year. I feel like his ego's too big to accept that, though. That's the problem. The Warriors are going to be the best team with Paul. They're going to have to get rid of Draymond. Warriors are going to be the best team with Paul. They're going to have to get rid of Draymond. I think they're going to keep Draymond, bro. There's no way they're going to get rid of. I feel like they're going to keep Dre for sure. Who do you think is going to be the most effective trade? Mm. See, Tyus Jones was pretty good for the Grizzlies, so it's kind of tough to be like, well, they got Marcus Smart. That's going to be huge for them. And then for the Celtics, I'm like the Porzingis pick is a little strange to me because like we've seen Porzingis before on teams where he's not the first option or the second option, like in Dallas, and it felt like him and Luka were never quite aligned. With how often the Celtics get Horford open for three, it's like Porzingis is probably gonna get some open shots. He'll defend the rim better. The Celtics could use some rim protection. I mean, Williams is hurt a lot. He's short, but he's a good rim protector. He's hurt a lot, though. So I think Porzingis is going to help them. It's just they do have 4 bigs now who all are good enough to get playing time. And I feel like it's kind of hard when you got 4. You kind of got to get that down to 3. You know what I mean? Where do you think Dame will go? He's staying in Portland. Where do you see Hood Shafino going? Let's see. Utah right here. I feel like Utah could literally take anybody here, and I think that's why this pick is taking a while to come in. The Lakers, I could see a Keontae George, a Bryce Sensabaugh, maybe even a Clowney. I could see all 3 of those. Maybe a Leonard Miller. For the Lakers, the Heat. Damn, Buffkin and Howard are gone. They took some of my favorite guards. My shot creator guards that I really liked in this draft are off the board now for the Heat. Those are guys I would have loved on the Heat. Maybe a Hood Shafino goes to Miami, but I don't know. The thing with the Heat is they need guys who can contribute right. Oh my God. I think the Heat should take Chris Murray. Chris Murray is already older. The Heat are trying to win a championship. It's probably better for the Heat to take an older player in the draft. Chris Murray's already 22, 23? I think he's a bit older. So I like that. He can shoot on a Spoelstra offense, really versatile player like Chris Murray. I think that's a smart pick for the Heat. So we'll see if they go with Chris Murray or not. But I like that for the Heat. Honestly, I like that for the Lakers too. Or the Warriors. I would be really surprised if Chris Murray survives this Lakers Heat Warrior stretch. I feel like he's just kind of tailor-made to get drafted by one of these teams. And all right, man, ready to go? Let's go. Where do you think Najee's going? Brooklyn. Clowney or Najee will go to Brooklyn. They have back-to-back picks at 21 and 22. I'd be shocked if they don't take a big. I'm not that high in Claxton compared to a lot of other people. I think he's a little too scrawny. You saw in that Brooklyn series, bro, versus the Sixers. They double-teamed Embiid. They hard double-teamed Embiid every time he touched the ball because Claxton can't guard him. He's just got no prayer. And he can't guard Giannis either. All right, Utah. This pick took forever. Who we got? Great pick. Keontae George. Love that pick. Wow, you guys, I think Cam Whitmore could fall pretty far here because I personally don't see any of these 3 teams picking him. Imagine LeBron with Kyrie, Luka on the same team and make a super team. That team would be pretty fun, but it might be a disaster in the regular season in terms of defense. Defensive regular season could be a disaster if those were all on the same team. Do you think LeBron's going to stay in the league to play with his son, or do you think he's going to retire? So he'd have to play 2. So he's going to have to play this year and then play 1 more year to play with his son if Bronny were to get drafted after his freshman year, which maybe. 2 more years for LeBron. I think LeBron will play 2 more years if he's relatively healthy this year. I think for LeBron, if he gets injured again, I think he might just retire because I feel like he's just not used to getting injured, and now all these injuries are piling up on him, and he's just sick of it. Also, 4 straight players who are 6'4" just got drafted. That's really interesting. All right, the Lakers. John, who do you want with this pick?
It's either Jalen or Nick Smith Jr. because they both play
So you want either
I like
Jalen Hood-Schifino or
Uh-huh.
Nick Smith Jr.
yeah,
Okay.
and those are the top two, the top three on the remaining prospect list right now.
So my highest rated prospects that are left are Whitmore, who I really don't think will get drafted by any of these teams.
Yeah, because we don't need a small forward.
Yeah. Schifino. I I don't love Schifino for the Lakers. I think my prediction for the Lakers, y'all, is Noah Clowney, Leonard Miller, or Chris Murray.
Ooh,
Those are my predictions.
but why Chris Murray?
Because he's 23, he can shoot.
Okay,
He can play anywhere from 2 to 4, so he can play different positions.
okay.
And since he's older, he'll probably be a lot. They're an older team. You don't want to bring in a 19-year-old to this team.
That's true.
We already
And
got
also,
Max
so-
Christie.
And also, like, you can replace Chris Murray for James. Just
Yeah, for LeBron's probably gonna miss 20 games like he did last year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So just plug and play guy who can play off Anthony Davis. Okay. I'm talking myself into it.
okay.
Okay.
What about Noah Clooney?
I like Clowney too because we need a backup center. We need a backup. Well, Lakers need a backup center pretty bad. Man, I love both my teams, Lakers and Heat, picking back to back. Hopefully we get some dubs here.
Alright. I can't wait until the Lakers pick, which is right now.
Trade for Buddy Hield and Miles, please, man. Dude, the Lakers, I don't think the Lakers need those guys. I mean, Hield would be nice, but I don't think they really need those guys. All Laker fans are saying Whitmore. Whitmore would be an awful pick on this team, bro. Whitmore would be like Rui without a jumper. I don't want that. I don't want Whitmore on this team. I really don't like that. The thing that's weird about the draft, right? You have a team like Utah who just picked at 16. They're not near contention. They need to just pick whoever they think has the most potential. So maybe they take a Whitmore because he's got such a great body. He can really develop into a dynamic downhill scorer. If you're the Lakers at 17, if you're the Heat at 18, if you're the Warriors at 19, you need players who either you can trade or who can play day one, right? Like one thing I always found really interesting. Let's go back. Let's rewind the clocks, everybody. We're going to go back to the 2011 NBA draft. The 29th pick, the Miami Heat select Norris Cole, a senior. Norris Cole goes on to be at actual playing time. He gets real playing time for the Miami Heat. They go on to win 2 straight championships. Do you know who the 30th pick was right after him?
No.
Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler obviously is a way better draft pick than Norris Cole. It goes without saying. But Norris Cole played actual meaningful minutes for that championship team because he came out as a senior, right? He was a senior. So he's a bit more NBA ready, and he actually played. So that's where this is why it's kind of weird with these 17, 18, 19, 19 Lakers, Heat, Warriors, because these teams are trying to win right now. So I think they're a little bit more inclined to take a player who they think could play right now than a player they think could be the best player in 5 years. So it's a little bit different with these 3 teams. That's why I don't see Cam Whitmore here. What do you think Golden State Warriors need? I could see Clowney going to the Warriors because he's a big switchable big, and then that's kind of their big rotation is Looney, Draymond, and Clowney. Gives them like defensive versatility. I don't know. I kind of like that. Who you got for Rookie of the Year? Bro, I got Wemby, man. Come on, man. I got my boy Wemby. Yo. Shams already said who the Lakers drafted. All right, well I'm gonna wait for it to come in on the screen, bro. I don't want it spoiled. I want to watch it live. I don't want it spoiled. It's the NBA. Imagine they pick Scoot for rookie. I mean, I think they're gonna pick whoever the best rookie was, right? Like Damian Lillard won Rookie of the Year over Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was really good as a rookie, and had. For those of you who are around for the Anthony Davis draft, Anthony Davis was one of the most hyped players. Like his hype was great. That draft, it was like this guy's the next Tim Duncan, and obviously Anthony Davis has turned out to be not the next Tim Duncan, but a really really good player.
Did the Lakers pick yet?
Not yet. They're in a commercial break. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Who do you think Portland is going to draft? What? They already drafted? They already picked. Am I way behind on trades? He'd have Dame. Bro, people are... I hope y'all are not trolling me when you say that. Like, please do not be trolling me, bro. I feel like they would have talked about this on the TV by now. If they're... All right, Lakers are up. I'm going at the Lakers. It's not even the Heat's pick yet. Let me focus on the Lakers right now. Okay. Okay, here we go. Wow, they took Hood Schifino. All right. Okay, playmaking. See, I'm really curious where I don't really see where they need this guy's going to fit in too much, because I feel like the Lakers are going to be playing a lot of Reeves and a lot of LeBron. He's not a great shooter yet. I'm surprised the Lakers didn't take somebody that I think could help them day one more. But, okay, potential. You know what I like about Hood Schifino? What I really liked when I did my scout on him, he's very crafty. Very creative, crafty. Big fan of that. Big fan of the craftiness, guys. Look at this Chipotle, this burrito, boys. Chipotle did me right today. Where do you think Green will go? Why am I forgetting who Green is? All right. He's going to be like KCP back in 2020. This is their replacement. I don't feel like this guy and KCP are anything alike, but... I don't think he's a good enough shooter, man. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't like this pick for the Lakers. I don't dislike Hood Schifino as a prospect. I just don't really like him on this Lakers team that much. My burrito is falling apart, bro. Falling apart, straight up.
You want to play?
I don't know if I need to play. I might just need a fork, but I could grab it. Do you think Miami should draft a center? I mean, Clowney would be nice because, I don't know, I just feel like he's kind of like discount Bam on that end of the floor. I don't... Maybe I'm pretty high on this Leonard Miller guy, this big out of the G League Ignite who had a growth spurt. So I kind of, I don't know. I know I've said his name a bunch of times. I like Chris Murray here just because he's a guy who can play right away for the Heat, especially if the Heat need to make salaries work, like trade some of their existing pieces and like just have a reliable, like just getting a guy they can rely on, which will allow them to trade existing players, I think is going to be really important for the Heat. So that's why I like that pick for them if they draft Murray, but we'll see. Who are the top 3 shooters in the draft? Grady Dick. Maybe that's tough. There's some pretty good shooters in this draft. When will Trace Jackson Davis be drafted? I don't know, bro. If I knew that, I'd be rich. So there's Bryce Sensabaugh too, who's interesting for the Heat. I'm worried about his athleticism translating at the NBA level. Yeah, I'm a little worried about how he translates like athletically, but he can shoot, man. He can shoot, which means he probably fits in with the Heat. So this is gonna be a really, 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 really interesting pick. Who do you think the number 1 seed in the West is next season? Probably, I would guess Denver is the number 1 seed again. Sorry for eating on stream, guys. I am so hungry. Brandon Pominski to the Heat. I don't hate that. I kind of like that guy. I kind of like he's funky. He's a funky player, but I kind of like him. Dude, this burrito, guys, has completely fallen apart. Oh, it's open. It's open. It's having open heart surgery right now. I'm rolling it up like a taquito. My hands are getting dirty. Thoughts on the Hornets not picking up Scoop? We talked a lot about that when the pick was happening. You can rewind. We talked a lot. We spent a lot of time talking about Scoop versus Miller at the beginning of this live stream. Who do you think is going to be the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference? My guess would be in the East. Probably Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee will be the number 1 seed, if I were to guess. Who do you want? I want either Chris Murray or Leonard Miller here. I think Miller has a lot of upside. If we're gonna, yeah, I think Miller has a lot of upside. I think he might. Honestly, the more Whitmore falls, the more I'm kind of like, man, are his weaknesses that I didn't really like NBA teams really, really don't like? I think the Pistons need to be folded as a franchise, bro. What up, Eshawn? Jaime! To the Miami Heat! Wow!
Let's go!
I did not expect that. That's your boy, bro.
Yeah, that's my boy. Let's go! That's so hype.
Do you know him?
We went to the same high school together.
Really?
Yeah, Cam High.
Was he good?
Oh, he was really good.
Yeah.
He's like the golden child of Camarillo. Let's go!
Bro, I watched every UCLA game in the tournament, and I honestly forget how this guy plays.
You don't?
Do I what?
You never watched him play?
No, I watched I think I watched every tournament game UCLA played this year.
And dude, his little sister is so good that she also might get into the WNBA. That's how good, like, the whole family is just...
They're just
bred
dogs.
for sports.
Hey, we saw him last week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He came to Jesse's...
Came to the warehouse.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Very unexpected pick there. Very, very unexpected pick there. Thoughts on the Thompson twins? Talked a lot about the Thompson twins earlier in the draft. Talked a lot about them and their fits with their new teams earlier in the draft. All right, so the Heat. Jaime. I don't really see him getting a ton of minutes this first year. I'm hoping Jovic develops and plays a bit more this year. Do you think Denver is going to win another ring? Well, we don't know what the rest of the free agency is going to look like. Obviously, these last, 20, whatever, 40 draft picks probably aren't going to have a ton of effect on the rest of the NBA season, but we have to see how free agency is going to shake out before I want to make a pick. Early on, not knowing how the rest of the draft or free agency will shake out, I think I do like Denver to go back to back. I just think offensively, there's not a team that can really hang with them. Maybe Phoenix can hang with them, but man, Phoenix, how is Phoenix going to defend Denver? What about CP3 to the Warriors? I think the Warriors can be really good. I mean, we'll see what Clay looks like, right? Because there's a chance Clay falls off a cliff. Because Clay was kind of shaky a lot of last season. What do you think the Nets need? The Nets need a star player, bro. The Nets need a star player. Because Mikal Bridges is pretty good. But not a lot of people realize, Mikal Bridges is 27 years old, bro. He's already, in his prime. This is as good as Mikal's going to get. He's not a number one option on championship. He might not be number two option on championship team, to be honest. Probably is a third option. Potentially a second option. So the Nets just figure out how to get their their 1A player to build with Mikal. Because the thing with Mikal, 27 right now, he's in his prime on a cheaper deal for a player of his caliber. So it's definitely Nets just need to figure out who that star is going to be. All right, so the Warriors are up. This is really, really interesting. Probably not I'd be shocked if this is the Cam Whitmore team. I would be absolutely shocked. But it could happen, I guess. Kuminga's there. I don't know. I think Kuminga's going to get traded still, but I think this is Chris Murray. Chris Murray, Leonard Miller, Clowney. Probably one of those. Brandon Podziemski. Colby Jones, maybe? High effort team player. They already have what's his face, the dude who used to play for the Bucks, that weird looking guy. I don't know. The Warriors are kind of a strange team. I always confuse Kuminga with Wiseman for some reason. Well, maybe it's because Kuminga's 7'2" now. Same height. Not actually. Thoughts on Ja doing it again? Disappointing. I mean, really disappointing. Kind of I don't know. It's just really stupid, right? You knew you were going to get in trouble if you did it. If you know that, why would you do it? Do you think Steph could play with Giannis? Bro, of course Steph could play with Giannis. Oh, do you mean salary cap wise or on court fit? Salary cap wise, it's never going to happen. But on court fit, that'd be amazing. All right, Warriors are up. Let's see who they take. I'm excited. Brandon Podziemski. That's how you say his last name. I had no idea how to say it when I was doing my scouting. I don't hate this pick, man. I think this guy's funky. He's fun. He kind of fits on the Warriors. I feel like this is going to be the Poole replacement, bro. The funky spark. You know what? Actually, think about the Warriors, bro. They always have that spark plug guy off the bench, like a Sean Livingston. What was that guy's name? The Brazilian Blur. What was his name? You know what I'm talking about? Brazilian Blur?
Let me check.
Yo, well, who was Brazilian Blur? He was like a spark plug guy off the bench for the Warriors. They had Livingston, they had Poole, and now Podzminski, bro. He's a shot creator. Barbosa, yeah, Leandro Barbosa. Yeah, y'all know who I'm talking about. Thank you. All right, this guy fits in, man. I like this pick. Brooklyn Nets. All right, y'all, I'm going to be right back. Give me 1 minute. All right, I'm back, y'all. Where are my headphones? Oh. Who do you think is most overrated in the NBA? Dude, I'll be honest. I feel like right now, there's not like literally like any players who are hella overrated. Like I feel like most players in the NBA right now are fairly properly rated. Like I don't know. I feel like a couple of years ago, there's a lot of players I would say are pretty overrated. But right now, I feel like there's not a lot of players that I'm like, oh, they're super overrated. Like I thought Westbrook was overrated for a long time, but I feel like no one is like saying Westbrook's like, you know what I mean? Like no one's overrating him anymore, in my opinion. Or even Trae Young. Like I thought Trae Young was a little overrated for a while. Then I thought he was properly rated when he had that crazy playoff run. But now it's like I feel like no one's like, you know what I mean? Like no one's saying Trae Young is like all that. So it's like it's not really overrated. Tatum is underrated. I feel like Tatum's not underrated. I feel like everyone thinks Tatum is really good. Like everyone thinks Tatum is like a tier 2 superstar. Like I feel like it's pretty properly rated. I don't know. Do you think Embiid deserved MVP? I do, because it's a regular season award, and I thought Embiid was the best. Well, Jokic might have really, in retrospect, but I thought Embiid deserved it. He had an MVP level season. Is Morant overrated? See, I'm pretty high on Morant. Is Morant overrated as a franchise centerpiece, and you include the off-the-court stuff? Maybe. But I feel like even with Ja, like I never see people be like, "Oh, Ja's the best point guard in the NBA. Ja's the second best point guard in the NBA." I feel like people like in general put Ja like third to fifth, sixth point guard in the NBA, and I feel like that's pretty fair, right? Like I think Ja's pretty good, like pretty goddamn good. Jimmy Butler overrated? See, I don't think Jimmy Butler is overrated though, because like the Heat have literally. In the Eastern Conference last 4 years, since Jimmy got to the Heat, they went to the finals twice. The Eastern Conference once, and the 1 year they didn't was when they had the shortened offseason. Like, I don't know, man. Jimmy produces. Like, he's a producer of wins. Like I don't know how you could be overrated. Do you think SGA is overrated? The one thing I will say about SGA, this is one thing I will say about SGA. I think SGA is a dynamite scorer, bro. Like, amazing. I think SGA is good. One thing that really kind of made me concerned about SGA in their play-in game was there was just like a stretch of like maybe I'm over-exaggerating, so let me say like 6 minutes to be safe, where SGA like didn't touch the ball. And it kind of felt like the Timberwolves were playing like ball denial on him. Was it the Timberwolves they played? Who did the Thunder play in their play-in game? Who did they play in their play-in game? Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota. It just... Or no, New Orleans, the one they won. It was the one they won. The New Orleans game, which was close, their first playing game, dude, I swear, like, they just played, like, heavy ball denial on Shea, and Shea just, like, was being very passive trying to get the ball. And I was kind of like, bro, Shea's got to, like, bring the ball up, like, isolate, run pick and rolls. Like, he needs to attack, because he is that good. But if he's just letting ball denial stop him from making an impact, that kind of scared me. I didn't like seeing that. But I'm pretty high on Shea in general. Could Doncic get a ring this season? If they get way, way, way better defenders on the wings around him, and probably a real center instead of relying on a rookie, because right now they've got Lively to be their like main rim protecting center. It looks like since JaVale's kind of old. Who's going to be a super team this? Who's going to be a super team this season? I don't know. We'll find out. Do you think Dylan Brooks is overrated and the most hated? I don't see how Dylan Brooks could be overrated because no one is rating him highly. To be overrated, you have to be rated very highly when you don't deserve it, but no one is rating him highly. Who's the most underrated player? I feel like the NBA community's done a lot better job, like, accepting advanced stats in the last couple years and really understanding like what players are good, what players are bad. What's our drink of choice tonight? Water and a Corona. Okay. Cam Whitmore goes to the Rockets. Hey, he was mocked to the Rockets in a lot of mock drafts, just not at pick 20. Just not at pick 20. Did Jaime Jaquez get drafted? He did. Is Benedict Mathurin underrated? Maybe. I mean, playing for a small market team, not a lot of people are watching a lot of Pacers games. I'll be honest, I'm not watching a lot of Pacers games. If they make a more realistic push for playoffs or playing, I'll watch them. Who deserves to have a better environment and play with a better team? I don't know. That's actually a tough question. I think maybe you could say LaMelo, but I also feel like LaMelo has a lot to be desired on like the defensive end. So it's kind of like if you really deserve a better environment, you kind of. I feel like the thing with being a star player in the NBA potentially is like you kind of create the environment to a degree. Like if you're the lead player on an NBA team, I feel like your actions and effort have a large influence over the rest of the team. Is DeAndre Ayton washed? I don't think so. I think Ayton just hated playing for Monty Williams. Brunson overrated or underrated? I feel like Brunson properly. Again, no one is calling Brunson like a. Like, I just say like no one's calling Brunson like the third best point guard in the NBA, so I don't think he's overrated because no one's rating him that high. Does Chris Paul deserve a better team? I mean, he's on the Warriors. It's pretty much as good as it's going to get for him, I feel like. Do you think Booker might win MVP? I don't think Booker will win MVP only because Booker stat accumulation is mostly going to be points on high efficiency. And he's a super impactful player, but it's just kind of hard to win MVP when you're going against guys like Luka or Jokic, who's like, you know, they're averaging like the same amount of points as you, but they're also averaging like 3 times as many boards and twice as many assists. It's kind of hard. And I think with Booker too is like Booker could be scoring 30 points a game, but I don't think he will with Durant and Bradley as his teammates. But I could see him averaging like a way bigger uptick in assists this year, since it looks like he might be running a lot of point book. Only one center getting drafted so far. Two centers, Victor and Lively. Two centers. But, I mean, this isn't a big center draft. Not a lot of talented centers in this draft outside of Victor. So, kind of makes sense that we're not seeing a lot of centers getting drafted. Would CP3 fit more on Wizards or Warriors? Like, the Wizards, fit doesn't matter on the Wizards. They're trying to tank. That's the thing. Like, fit really only matters when you have the established star. When there's no established star, like, fuck the fit. It doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? It's like, who cares? Because, like, they're trying to tank. You know what I mean? They kind of almost don't want your players to fit. How do you think Poole will do with the Wizards? I think Poole's going to have a nice bounce back season. I really feel like the whole Draymond situation was like a cloud over him all year last year, because, like, I saw that he literally unfollowed Draymond on Instagram, like, today. Like, the moment he got traded, man unfollowed Draymond, bro. Wizards tanking for Bronny. I'd be shocked if Bronny was the top pick in next year's draft. That would mean he'd had a crazy season his first year in college. You think Tyrese Maxey's underrated? Not really. Like, everyone thinks Tyrese Maxey's good. There's literally like no one who's like Tyrese Maxey's bad. Like, I've never seen that take anywhere. How do you think Brandon Miller fits on Charlotte? We talked a lot about it earlier, but they actually have a surprising glut of small forwards with him, Bridges, Hayward. So I think he might play the 2 a lot, but I don't know. Rozier's probably not coming off the bench at like $25 million a year. Booker or D. Mitch? I used to be a Mitchell over Booker guy. I think I'm a Booker over Mitchell guy now, though. Booker's really just like, Booker's just become such an efficient scorer. Like, it's crazy how efficient he is, despite his shot diet being a lot of mid-rangers. Like, he is a weapon on offense. Mitchell's really good, too. I would probably take Book, though. Do you think Bronny could go more than 1 year at USC? Yeah, I could see him playing. I'd be shocked. I don't know. I just, like, I don't know what Bronny's going to do. Like, if he ends up being, like, let's say Bronny's projected to be, like, the 32nd pick. Do you think he's going to stay, or do you think he's going to go? I don't know. You think Beal's going to be good on the Suns? I think he'll be good. I don't think he's going to get to do a lot of, like, ball handling. He's going to do a lot more, like, spotting up, but we'll see. What do you think Pistons starting 5 is going to look like? Cade, Ivy, Bogdanovich. I don't know who they're going to play at the 4. I think they're going to bring the Thompson twin off the bench, to be honest. I don't think they're going to start him this first year, and if they do, then I think they'll play him at the 1 and play Cade at the 2. Bogdanovich will play at the 3 until he gets traded, or he'll just stay there. Who do you think is the worst popular player in the NBA right now? I don't know. Do you like Michigan State? No, I went to Rutgers, man. I'm rooting for us over Michigan State any day. Who's your favorite player in the draft? I mean, is it cliche to say Victor? I'm so excited to see Victor play. Cookie. What's up, dude? So loud, Cocorone. All right, Brooklyn's first pick. Is this a James Najee, a Clowney team? Clowney team. Clowney team. Okay. Okay. I like this, bro. I like this a lot. I'm not as high on Claxton as I think a lot of Brooklyn fans might be. I just think he's a little too scrawny. Very immature, I think, judging from his like 2 quick techs in that 1 playoff game. So I like them getting another big. Wow, ESPN has listed him as a forward. I have him listed as a center, as a very switchable center. I think this is a smart pick. Gives them nice versatility. I'm a fan of this pick. With their other pick, it's really interesting, right? Who are they going to take here? Probably not Sensabaugh, given that they have Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges. I'd be kind of surprised for a Sensabaugh. Also, they have Cam, whatever Cam, that one Cam guy they have who's just a spark plug scorer, doesn't pass. How do you think the Sixers are going to play with their new coach? I really don't know. That's really interesting. I'm really curious to see what the Nick Nurse Sixers look like, because I really don't know what it's going to look like. So I'm like very curious, like what it will look like. Because I feel like the Sixers last year, like I feel like there's so much like hugabaloo over like, oh, they put Embiid at the free throw line. Now he can look forward and make reads instead of being out of the low block. It's like Embiid still turns the ball over way too much. Like I love Embiid. He's one of my favorite players. He turns the ball over so much when he gets doubled. Somehow Nurse gonna have to figure out how to get that fixed. And I do think sometimes the Sixers are way too stagnant when Embiid gets gets the ball in the post. But that's because he doesn't pass a lot. So it's kind of like a snowballing situation where it's like they don't run a lot, so he doesn't pass, and he doesn't pass, so they don't run a lot, and it kind of just feeds off each other. I think the Sixers need to find way more movement. What team do you think Sensabaugh is going to go to? 25 to Memphis. Although Memphis traded that pick to Boston, right? So I would have liked him at Memphis at 25, but they traded that to Boston. So maybe we see him going to the Pacers at 26. Maybe we see him going to the Kings at 24. I don't know. You think FaZe Rug is a good shooter? He's a good shooter. Who do you think is the best 2K YouTuber? I mean, I'm not really super up to date with all things 2K YouTube anymore like I used to be. Like my boy HTB, probably. Are you streaming the whole draft? We are just doing round one. James, who's your last favorite collage team? That is a Hall of Fame bad spelling stream message. Who's my least favorite college team? Penn State. I hate Penn State. I went to Rutgers, man. I hate Penn State. Absolutely hate Penn State. What do you think the Kings need? Dude, you know what I actually really like for the Kings? I don't know if he'll make it past Portland. I don't know if he'll make it past Portland because I think this would be nice for Portland too. I kind of like Najee going to the Kings. Or, yeah, I think Najee would be better for than Leonard Miller. I think the Kings are really going to need, like, dude, I'm really low on Sabonis. Like, was I the only one who watched the Kings Warriors series and just being like, wow, Sabonis cannot play in the playoffs. Like, he's not actually that good of an offensive player. Like I don't know. I really don't like Sabonis that much. I don't think he can defend at all at a playoff level. And this isn't like when people were like Jokic can't defend. Like Jokic was always like an average defender who's huge, which makes him a decent defender. Like Sabonis is kind of small for a starting center. He can get overpowered by dude, if they played the Lakers, that would have been a massacre. They would have got wrecked on the boards because of AD. So I think the Kings need to get a center who can give them a lot more oomph, big size. So I like Najee going to the Kings at 24. Probably won't go here to 22 to Brooklyn since they just took Clowney. Trailblazers. Trailblazers? Did I just call them the Trailblazers?
Yeah.
Trailblazers. Maybe we'll take him though. Chase the Cup. I'm going to Rutgers? Hell yeah, bro. You think Embiid will get to 2x MVP? I do not. I don't think anyone's going to vote for Embiid after what Jokic just did. I feel like everyone has like voters' remorse who voted. What does Portland take at 23? I think they should take Leonard Miller. Yeah, I think they should take Leonard Miller because it seems like Leonard Miller is still growing. Right now, I have him listed at 6'9" with a 7'2" wingspan. Hey, man, maybe he gets to 6'10", 6'11". All of a sudden, you have a guy who can be a 4 or a 5. Looks like he can develop a decent three-point shot. I like Leonard Miller, bro. I think that's a great pick for Portland. Let's see if they lock it in, though. Honestly, I could see the Nets doing it, too, here. But I think Portland, Leonard Miller, Kings, Najee would be, like, my picks if I'm their respective GMs. But we'll see. Would you draft someone or trade the pick if your team was the last pick in the draft? Depend on what my big board looks like. Probably would depend on the year, what my big board looks like, what my team needs are. So many different factors in that decision. Thoughts on Celtics getting Porzingis? We talked a lot about it to start the stream. You can rewind. Kind of went over how their contracts with their bigs. AJ Delma going now. The stream's about to end. The stream is not about to end. Probably going to stream for another hour with the rate these teams make their picks. But, all right. Have a good one, though, man. Seen you in the chat for a long time. Do you think the Suns have a chance to win the chip? Let's see how they fill out their depth. Right now, we don't know. Like, dude, they have 5 players under roster right now. We have no idea what the Suns are going to look like in a month. What is the best team of all time? The 2017 Warriors. Was Wemby picked by the Spurs? Yes, he was. Thoughts on Warriors starting line? I don't know what that. I don't know what. Dude. All right. I have a question, John. When people say thoughts on X player, thoughts on blank, what do you think they're looking for? I never know what people are looking for when they ask that.
I think they're looking at the attributes that, like, for example, if someone says, "Oh, thoughts on Curry," I think they want you to say on what they think of that player. But it's like, do I just say I think Curry's good at basketball? Like what? I don't know. I feel like it's just I see that all the time in stream chat, and I never know how to respond to that question. Well, it's kind of like this.
It's like thoughts on creme brulee. It's like, you know what? I think it's a top tier dessert.
Okay, that's kind of different. But like it's like this. Like if I ask you, well, what do you think of Jokic? Because I hate him.
I love him.
I hate him because he's good, and no matter what, he just scores, and he just does miracle shots every time, and he goes in. So I think that's why they're asking.
All right, so let me throw to you.
Okay.
Thoughts on Anthony Davis?
Oh, I love him.
That's your thought? You love him?
I love him, but here's the thing. Is that sometimes he just needs to man up when he's in the paint. But when he's on, and I love him for that.
Okay. You don't know how to respond. What are your thoughts on Curry? Wow, it seems pretty straightforward, bro. But it's like I just feel like to me, it's like, what are your thoughts? Is the most generic question. You know what I mean? It's like you're not actually asking anything. It'd be like, what do you think about Curry's chances of being a 1A level championship player surrounded by his current team? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like being more specific is, I don't know. I just don't like that question.
Maybe a good question would be like.
It's like I have a million different thoughts on Steph Curry. Which one are you looking for?
Yeah. If the question was more specific on the player, then
yeah,
it would make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Creme brulee.
Did I say cram?
No, so you compared it of asking oh, what do you think what do you think on creme brulee?
Well, creme brulee is the best dessert there is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say, last night, guys, I ordered cookies. I went anti-diet mode last night. Mm-hmm. I was watching a lot of Succession.
Oh, how is it?
It's pretty good. I was watching a lot of Succession, and I was like, I need some cookies. So I ordered an 8-pack. I got 2 creme brulee cookies. Not quite it.
Wait, creme brulee cookies?
Yeah, it was like cookies, but it was covered in creme brulee. And then with the, yeah.
What?
But they actually weren't that good. I'm not going to lie. They were
weren't?
kind of mid.
Well, that's the thing.
Because I also got milk to dip them in, and they didn't really go well with the milk.
Well, but isn't the whole, thing about creme brulee is the part where it's soft and crunchy on the outside?
Yeah, they had that too.
No.
It just
was a cookie?
But it was like a basic cookie with that on top.
Oh, okay. So you have to eat it with a spoon.
No, it was kind of like a little bit more firm than normal.
Oh, okay. And you dipped it on milk?
I already know Jidel smells. Bro! James Swindler, bro. You're a fellow James. Are you really gonna do that to me, bro? You're gonna not only are you gonna say I smell, you're gonna spell my name wrong. That's foul, bro. James has got to stick together, bro. J names, James, Jason, Johns, Jamals, Jeffries, Jessies.
Jeff.
We stick together, bro. How dare you? How dare you? Do you think Wembanyama will demand a trade early in the season? Bro, no way. What do you think the Pistons need? More versatility skill set from their bigs. What are your thoughts? All right, Portland's about to make the pick, y'all. Let's see who they pick. Chris Murray! Okay. That's what Dame would have wanted. He wants a win-now player. How do you like escape rooms? Bro, I love escape rooms. I'm a big escape room guy. Hey, so I like this pick for Portland. I like this pick a lot for Portland. Just a nice fundamental piece. If you're going to stick with Dame, this is the kind of player you need to put around him. So I'm a big fan of this pick for Portland.
Who's Portland's current power forward?
Well, so they had Jeremy Grant last season, but he is not under contract anymore. So I'm guessing they're going to try to bring him back because I think he was pretty decent for them. So we'll see what happens with Jeremy. Do you think the Blazers will trade Dame or Simons? Dude, I don't know because I don't know if I love starting Dame and Scoot together. So I almost feel like you're going to have to keep Simons. Like I feel like with either Dame or Scoot, you kind of want to have a bigger small forward next to them. James, are you a bandwagon? Why do you think I'm a bandwagon? Also, I saw scrolling up the chat. Someone asked, "Do you follow Rutgers basketball?" I follow loosely. I'm not like I don't follow it super closely because, we're like a fringe, tournament team. Like this year, we just missed the tournament, probably the first team out. But Rutgers does have the number 2 recruiting class of 2024 right now, y'all. Number 2. And the number 2 player, Dylan Harper, he's thinking about coming to Rutgers. So if we land him, Rutgers will have the number 1 recruiting class of 2024. And bro, guess what? Rutgers is joining, or USC and UCLA are joining the Big Ten, which means Rutgers is coming to LA. So I get to watch my Scarlet Knights beat the absolute crap out of the Bruins and the Scarlet Trojans. Just the Trojans. They're not Scarlet. They are Scarlet, but they don't go by Scarlet. Bro, the reason Bronny James is going to leave after his freshman year is because he is ducking that Rutgers smoke. He's scared of us.
Why? Well, because he's
No, because Bronny knows if he plays Rutgers, his draft stock's going to tank. We're going to make him look terrible. All right. No, he not. Bro, you don't want to mess with us, bro. We're going to be the number 1 class. It's going to be the greatest recruiting class of all time. Do you think Wembanyama will demand a trade from the Spurs? No, I don't. Who's best picks in the draft? I feel like a lot of teams made a lot of good picks. Let's see. Oh, obviously the Spurs picked Victor, so that's like the auto win. Do you watch hockey? I do not. I'm high on Coulibaly. I don't know if the Wizards is the best place for him to develop, but it's all right for Coulibaly. Lively to the Mavericks, I could see being either really good or really bad. Depends how his offensive game develops. Um, I liked Kobe Buffkin to the Hawks a lot. I thought that was a great pick. What do the Spurs need? Bro, they need everything. They had the number one pick in the draft. They need literally everything. Kings traded the pick? Woj bomb? A little Woj bomb real quick? Oh, Kings are trading Rashawn Holmes in 24 to Dallas. The Dallas Mavericks are back in the draft, y'all. Who are we taking? The Dallas Mavericks. They already took a center, so I don't see Najee. Maybe Leonard Miller goes here? Bryce Sensabaugh? Oh, okay. I like this pick. I was pretty high on this guy. Yep, defensive player. Off the ball defensive player. On my big board, I have his archetype as athletic defender. I like that. No, the Mavericks need defense. We like this pick for the Mavericks. They really need defense. Okay. So the Mavericks grab Lively, who's going to be their rim protector. They grab Prosper, who's going to be more of like a wing defender. So they're loading up on defense. That's what the Mavs are doing here. They're loading up on defense. Would you sub to a Zion only fans? Bro, no. No. Absolutely not. No, mate. I don't want to see it. What team do you support? What NBA team do you support? I support the Heat and the Lakers. I hate Michigan, don't you, James? I've never been. And if you're talking about the college, kind of indifferent. I know we beat them once when they had Harbaugh at football, and that was crazy. We all stormed the field. Do you think Kyrie will play with LeBron? I do not. Magic traded the 36th pick to the Bucks. All right. Well, we're not gonna watch the second round on this stream. Giants might win the NFC East this upcoming season. Bro, I'd be surprised if we won the NFC East. I feel like Philly and Dallas are both better than us still. Philly by a lot. What do you think about Chris Paul and the Warriors? I mean, we talked about this earlier in the stream, but I'm curious what it's going to be, what it's going to look like. Where do you think Nick Smith's going to end up? Really not sure, bro. So 25, this is the Celtics pick, right? Am I not mistaken? That the NBA website still has it listed as Memphis, so I'm guessing that trade officially hasn't gone through yet. So the Celtics, what are the Celtics going to pick? Maybe a forward? Maybe Max Sensabaugh or Bryce Sensabaugh goes to the Celtics. Maybe a Leonard. I don't see where Leonard fits in. I mean, I guess stash. Nick Smith maybe goes here. Maybe a Kobe Jones goes here. I don't know. This is tough. Emoni Bates. I don't think Bates is going to get picked in the first round. I'd be really shocked if he did. What do you think about Najee? I think he's going to be a good rim rolling center. Pretty like, I don't know, generic, super athletic big who can roll like a Clint Capella type. All right, so Olivier Maxence Prosper. All right, so Dallas loads up on two defenders. I like that for Dallas. I'm just a little worried that Dallas is actually going to be playing rookies. I feel like you're at the point now of your team building where you've got Luka. Was it year 4, year 5? You've got Kyrie, and whatever year Kyrie's in, it's a team that the stars are ready to win now. They don't want to play with rookies, so wouldn't be shocked if those guys don't end up being Mavericks. 2 years from now. Who do you think will win the AFC East? I think the Bills are going to win the AFC East. Where will Noel go? I would be surprised if Noel goes round 1 because of his height, but hopefully somewhere in round 2. Are Lakers a top 5 seed this year? Maybe not in the league overall, but in the West for sure. Especially if LeBron comes back. If they can run it back, I think they'll be a top 5 in the West. They had the best record in the West after the trade deadline last year. Do you think Anthony Simons or Sharp getting traded? Yeah, I do. I think that it looks like Portland's really going to be building around, like, they're really going to try to build around Dame, so I wouldn't be shocked to see one of those guys go. They need a big. Bosnian Beast is not going to get it done. Nurkic. Do you think the Jazz are going to get good this year? I think the Jazz will be similar to how they were this past season, just kind of okay. I would be surprised if they were like a really good team. Was Jaw's suspension long enough? I think it was an appropriate length. I don't know. It's like how do you determine like what somebody? I feel like determining how long a pro athlete should be suspended for is like a really weird like concept. You know, like how does he learn his lesson in a 25-game suspension but not a 24-game suspension? I don't know. It seems like to me it seemed kind of fair, I guess. Hot take: Clarkson and Lowry will be all-stars. Lowry could be. Clarkson, that'd be a shock. There's going to be too many guards in the West for Clarkson to do it, in my opinion. The Celtics traded this pick to Detroit. So Detroit's sneaking back in here. Is this the Leonard Miller team? This makes him a lot more athletic. Because one thing I didn't love about Cade coming out of the draft was like he's not the most dynamic athletic guard. I think at Leonard Miller now you all of a sudden this Thompson twin Leonard Miller pick and roll that could be kind of crazy. The only problem is Leonard doesn't really fit into this glut of bigs, but he does have a lot more shooting potential than I think the 4 bigs in the Pistons roster have. So I kind of like that here because I just feel like the Pistons, you got to trade some of these bigs, bro. Probably got to trade 2 of them, honestly. All right, yeah. So is this the Pistons pick? Let's see. Hit me with the details, Woj. So the Pistons are picking here at number 25. Okay. They are getting the Celtics 31, or Celtics are getting number 31. I wonder what else they're getting. Probably some other second-round picks. Probably nothing crazy here. Who is your favorite rookie this season? Bro, it's got to be Victor. Got to be Victor. Okay. Marcus Sasser. All right. Hey. So another guard. Okay. Interesting. So they picked 2 guards. They've got Ivy. They've got Cade. I'm wondering if they're thinking Cade is going to be a more off-the-ball 2 guard. Or just a 2 guard, not a 1 most of the time in his NBA career. What do you think is going to happen to Sexton because of the George pick? They have Sexton in a weird situation now. Not really, bro. I mean, you know, when you're the 13th, 14th pick in the NBA draft, you're not necessarily going to be starting right away. I think Sexton will still be the starting 1 for that team. But, bro, I mean, the thing with the Jazz is, like, Jazz, whatever version of the Jazz they try to win the championship with is going to look drastically different than the team they have now. It's going to look so different than the team they have right now. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, the Jazz are not anywhere near ready for NBA contention. When's the Knicks drafting? Knicks traded their pick. They don't have the pick. What are the Celtics doing? I mean, the Celtics might just not like any of the players here. You really don't know what anyone's big board looks like. You know what I mean? What do you think about the Thunder? I mean, I'm excited to see the Thunder next season. I'm excited to see what Chet looks like. Hopefully, Chet ends up being good. I think if Chet ends up being good, I think the Thunder are pretty much like. I would be surprised if the Thunder. Ah, man, it is tough in the West. The West is very balanced. There's so many good teams in the West. So I don't want to make it seem like a guarantee, but I'm a big Shea guy, so I think the Thunder will at least make the play-in, a top 8 seed. That would be my guess. It's just tough. Like, who's dropping back, right? Because there's teams like New Orleans. Like, New Orleans, like, if Zion is actually healthy for 60 games, 70 games, all right, I don't know. I don't want to be kidding myself here, but if that were the case, the Pelicans sound like a team that could go up really a lot too. So it's tough. You know what I mean? You sound like Mr. Beast. Do I sound like Mr. Beast?
No.
I feel like I really don't sound like Mr. Beast.
No.
I don't. I feel like I don't sound like that. James doesn't talk or sound like Mr. Beast. I know. I'd be like, today I am reacting to the NBA draft, and whichever NBA team makes the greatest draft pick gets $50,000. And then it would cut to John, zoom in on John, and John would be like, but why can't I not move it? What? Oh, John would be like, but James, how are you going to decide who has the best draft pick? And I would be like, I don't know, whichever one I think is the best. That'd be like the Jidel version of Mr. Beast. Sorry, Luis. That was just funny. We're deep in the draft, bro. These teams are starting to draft players that I don't know very well. I've been streaming for a long time. This is hey man, if you've watched my last 2 draft streams, once you get past 22, 23, it starts getting loosey goosey in here, bro. In the stream. What's your thoughts on Austin Reeves, bro? I love Austin Reeves. I think he's a stud. I hope the Lakers extend him. Houston is the winners of the draft. I think the Spurs are the winners of the draft, bro. They got Victor. Gonna leave the stream. Thank you for everything you've done. I watch. Hey, Max, appreciate that, bro. Hornets making the playoffs with Ball and Miller. I don't know, man. I think the Hornets are still a little far back. We'll see. I don't know how great Miller is going to be year 1. How do you like the Heat's draft? I mean, they only made the 1 pick. What was Jaime? Not the pick I would have made, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Heat got anyone at 18 who was going to play big minutes like year 1. Nuggets going back to back. I mean, let's see how free agency looks, but I think so. Okay. Ben Shepherd. I'm surprised Leonard Miller hasn't been drafted. I guess teams don't like how raw he is. I'm really high on him as a prospect, so we'll see how he ends up being. You or your brother? What does that even mean, bro? I honestly, truly don't understand what that even means. Do you like Taylor Swift? I'm a little afraid to say anything about Taylor Swift because I heard if you hate on Taylor Swift, the Taylor Hive goes crazy, bro, and they're just rude and mean. I don't know. Would you pick Jesse or Cash on the team? I'd probably pick Jesse. Who do you think would be contenders next season that didn't make the playoffs? Well, technically the Thunder didn't make the playoffs because they made the play-in and lost. So I'm gonna go with the Thunder. What did you think of the NBA Finals? I was pretty disappointed the Heat lost, but to be honest, man, I didn't expect us to have a real chance against Denver. I actually thought Denver in 5 was like my logical outcome, and then I kind of switched to Denver in Denver in 7 last second, so I would have had it, but I switched, so I have to own up the switch. But yeah, man, Jokic is unstoppable. There's nothing we could have done against Jokic, and then they just have so much talent, bro. It's just tough because Bam is such a good defender against like everybody, but then against Jokic, it's like nothing you can do against Jokic. Have any plans tomorrow? Gonna work out, gonna get lunch, got a torn apartment. Yeah. I love Arkansas, but Nick Smith overrated. Do you agree? Yeah, I wasn't really high on Nick Smith. Let me see what I wrote in my notes about him. I wrote potential as a scorer, but forces shots, hurting overall efficiency. 6'5", with 6'8" wingspan. So, decent size, kind of a frail build. Not the highest on Nick Smith, to be honest. Is the place you live in now in LA? Yeah. You think Ant is a top 5 number 1 pick in the last 10 to 15 years? Top 5 pick in the last 10 to 15 years. So 15 years goes back to what? 2008? I don't think so. Charlotte Hornets, second pick. Oh, they took Nick Smith. Okay. All right. Really weird fit with LaMelo and Terry Rozier, but 3 guys who are known to take some questionable shots now, but hey, man, maybe you hone it in, man. Maybe at the NBA level, you hone it in. You're not the star player anymore. You hone in the shot selection. Hopefully he can, because that gives Charlotte a good shooter alongside LaMelo and Brandon Miller. Damn, this is an emotional pick. This is an emotional moment.
Yeah. But just imagine the feeling that these guys are like going through.
I know.
Like, they've worked their whole life to be in this position, and now they finally, once they hear their names being called up, you're like, finally, I did it.
I know. I feel like it's especially tough for a guy like Nick Smith because I feel like this guy was mocked in a lot of mock drafts around like the 20s. Mm-hmm. And then once you start falling like 21, 22, 23, 24, you're like, oh my God, am I ever going to get picked?
Yeah.
I feel like that has to be really scary for guys who are supposed to be like, you know what I mean, like getting picked early and then they just drop like that. Like that Cam Whitmore guy who went 20 was getting mocked as high as like 4 in some mock drafts. Mm. So that's quite a fall. Wow. Do you think Chris Paul will win a ring this year with the Warriors? I do not. Is Mahomes going to be the GOAT? Yes, he is. Who's better, Kobe or LeBron? LeBron. We got a lot of quick hitters here. Do you think expansion's going to happen soon? I think the league's going to expand in 2 years, and LeBron's going to be stated as one of the owners of the Vegas team. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. What do you think about Booker and Beal being on the same team? I think it really just depends how much Beal's able to patch up his jump shot, but I think he will, because I saw that a big reason that Beal declined as a jump shooter was when he played with John Wall. It was like such a massive amount of his jump shots came on the catch, and now most of his jump shots come off of pull-ups. So going back to, playing off the ball, I think will help his shooting a lot. So I think it's going to be a good fit. Are you outside? No, we are inside. We have my plant. Imagine I was doing this out. I've got my plant wall. It'd be cool if I had a little outside space for my office. Might be a little much, but it could be kind of fun. Do you like college football too, or just NFL? I'm just an NFL guy, but I might go to an SC game, bro. See Caleb Williams play. I'm excited about that dude. What do you think about the Seahawks? I think the Seahawks, I have them second or third best NFC team, to be honest. I'm pretty high on them. Is this offseason the best offseason of all time? This offseason, we're not even like halfway through this offseason. We have all of free agency and a lot of trade. This offseason just got started. So drama is not in held yet. I think 2010 might be the best offseason of all time. LeBron was a free agent. Dwayne Wade was a free agent. Chris Bosh was a free agent. LaMelo was on the trading blocks. Darren Williams, not LaMelo, Carmelo was on the trading block. Darren Williams was on the trading block. That was a pretty crazy year. Pretty crazy drama-filled offseason. Do you think Najee is going to get drafted in the first round? Let's see. We've got the Utah Jazz here. We've got the Pacers, and we've got the Clippers. Could definitely see him going to either the Pacers or the Clippers. Do you think Victor could win a ring within the first 3 years of his career? Depends what teammates he has around him. All right, Utah's picking. Sensabaugh, the shooter. Okay. He's going to be playing off of Lowry. All right. This guy is a bucket getter. I think I came up with an arch. What did I have him listed as? What were my draft notes on this guy? Archetype, shot maker, dynamic scorer, not an impressive athlete, likely succeeds in the NBA as an off-the-ball shooter. Negative assist to turnover ratio. Role change is coming for him. Yeah. Well, I don't like when you average more turnovers than assists. That's not a good... I don't like that. That means you're not passing. That means you are not passing the ball, bro. Do you think Ryan Rupert is going to be drafted in the first round? Maybe Pacers, but I don't think the Clippers would. Oh, the Nuggets are moving back in. What's the trade? Woj, tell us the trade. Tell me the trade, Woj. All right, tell me the trade, Shams. I'm not even following Shams. Was I following Woj? I'm following Woj. Bro, you know what's crazy, y'all? I've seen Shams like 3 times this year. I never introduced myself to him. I've seen him 3 times this year. I saw him twice at All-Star, and I saw him once at the lottery. I went to the lottery this year. I don't know if I posted about that. After the G League Combine, I went to the lottery. Wow, he already has the pick. He's spoiling. All right. Shams literally spoiling the draft, bro. I got to get off the Shams wagon. I got to get off the Shams wagon right now. Spoilers, bro? Bro, I know. Shams is spoiling the whole draft, dude. Shams been spoiling. Oh, Shams. You are the only one live streaming right now? I don't know what that means. What happened to the jerseys? Now it's just a hat? What does that mean? Yeah, bro. I don't like when they spoil the draft picks. That's not fun. Julian Strother. You think LeBron will retire anytime soon? I think 1 to 2 years. Shams did Riz up K. Adams. I saw that. No, you can't take it back. You think Isaiah Thomas on the Pistons underrated? Like back in the day, Isaiah Thomas? Like 80s, 90s Isaiah Thomas? I mean, he's not talked about very much, so I guess so, but I'm not going to pretend like I watched a ton of his games. What do you think about CP3 trade? Oh, we talked about the CP3 trade a bunch of times. Sorry, I'm loony, bro. It's getting. I've been streaming for a minute. Who do you think could go to the NBA in 2 hype? I mean, bro, now we're all way too old to go to the NBA, but Chris back in his day would have been very like on brand for his time as like a stretch 4, stretch 5. All right, the Nuggets. So we know they're going to take Julian Strother. Thanks to Sham spoiling the pick for us. What team will take Kuzma? Dude, Kuzma is like a really nice versatile player. He can shoot, he can attack the rim, he can kind of self-create. I think a lot of teams are going to try to get Kuzma, to be honest. I don't really know which teams have a lot of cap space. Let's see if we can So the team with the most cap space is Houston. I mean, they could use a Kuzma. I don't think Kuzma's going to want to go there. Detroit has cap space. San Antonio. I mean, the Spurs could try to sign Kuzma. Just get better players around, around Victor. Charlotte, they have that glut of small forwards, especially now that they took Miller. I'd be surprised. Indiana would be surprised. Utah would be surprised. OKC would be surprised, especially since they just added the Bertans money. Orlando, don't see it. Lakers, don't see it. They have to re-sign a lot of guys too, so that number is a little fake. All right, the final pick of the draft, the first round of the draft, the LA Clippers. All right, who do we think these Clippers are going to be taking?
Anyone who can replace Russ.
No, well, I think they're gonna. You don't think they're gonna bring Russ back?
Huh?
You don't think they're gonna bring Russ back?
Well, yeah, they're gonna bring him back, but let's say he does the crazy shots, misses, and then he just like does a whole bunch of turnovers.
Oh, like if
Lakers,
Lakers Westbrook comes back.
Yeah.
That's true. They do need to protect themselves from that. Well, they have a good guard in Terrence Mann. They just don't play him ever. I don't really get it.
What's the roster?
They have some dude. You know the Clippers. Guess how much money they have committed to this upcoming season?
How much did they?
$180 million.
That's so much.
Is their payroll for this next season?
Okay, so they have PG.
Yeah.
Kawhi.
Yeah.
Zubac.
Yeah. Well, I know who's on the team. I think they're gonna take James Najee, get a center, maybe trade Zubac just to get some salary off. I don't know. I mean, Zubac's kind of nice though. Zubac ain't bad. Zubac is goated in 2K, bro.
Wait, so on the ESPN website, Russell Westbrook's salary is listed at $500,000.
Yeah, because he got waived, so the old team is paying him his whole contract, and then his new team just signs him for minimum. And I was only on the team for like half the season. Man, the Clippers are such a weird team. I don't like the Clippers, man. Such a strange franchise.
At least they have one funny guy. How does he laugh?
Russ and his antics are funny to watch. NBA won't let him leave. Brings him too much commentary, increases views. Yeah, I mean, I think Westbrook showed that on a team with better spacing around him, he can be still a decent player. Even though I don't like him, but not about who I like and don't like. Did Emily Bates get drafted yet? He did not. I don't think Emily Bates is going to get drafted. I'll be honest. I heard a lot of teams took him off their draft board. See ya, P Vandorp. See you, man. Thanks for coming to the stream. Seen you in the chat for a while now. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate it. Tell Jesser if the Cowboys or Gina win the Super Bowl. Gina win? Gonna win? Also, the Cowboys are not winning the Super Bowl, bro. Ain't no way. Stream fantasy draft too? Alright, I'll stream the fantasy draft. I don't know. I might stream that on the other channel. Gina. Gina? Gina. What are you laughing at?
It's funny.
All right.
3 months with.
Sorry, you don't have to apologize. It's all good. All right, Clippers, make a pick, bro.
Oh, Gunna.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say Gunna. He said Gina. All right, 30th pick. Here we go. Kobe Brown. All right. That was the first round of the NBA draft. Guys, thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun with this live stream. I hope y'all had a good time with it. I know a lot of you guys are wondering where the second channel streams have been. I'm in the process of moving this setup that I have right now. I'm probably going to literally be taking apart this weekend, tomorrow. So until I move it, I don't really have a setup. This is a lot of fun though. So I'll see when I'm back on the second channel. I know a lot of people have been wanting like a cooking live stream. So see if I can whip that up on the laptop or something like that. But thank you guys so much for coming through. This is a lot of fun. 4 mil is coming, bro. I hope so. I mean, it seems like it. We'll see. All right, y'all. Peace.